It's up to you. Like it can go.
Hello, hello. Peace and blessings as usual. For those who just came in, I have peace and blessings to those in the chat. Richard, my brother Richard is in the house. Um, you gotta not mind me for the fact that that I'm just waking up not too long ago. Had to be ready for this live, you know what I'm saying? But yes, we got something big that we want to talk about. These are some clear issues that are happening amongst our people, amongst our nation of a people, amongst what's going on across the United States of America, and these are issues that needs to be talked about. Okay, I don't know. There we go. We got Mr. 504 brother in the house, of course, who's always co-hosting the channel as usual. Um, we have some things we want to talk about. Sister Purple, our other co-host, we're waiting on her. But today is a good day, a beautiful day. We're here once again on a beautiful Sunday, and I'm just here. I'm thankful. I'm thankful every week. I'm thankful every week that we are able to come on and build a bridge together as a nation of people. Okay, it's good to see Sister Smiles, our indigenous sister in Hawaii. She's in here as usual, supporting the channel. Like I said, we also have we got brother Richard Chapatai from New Orleans, Louisiana. He's in here. We got brother Alex Plummer in the house. We got Mr. 504 brother in the house. We are ready. We're ready to go. We're talking about uh, the difference between black people and other people versus the crimes that are committed, or are they treated the same? And this has been very serious. Most melanated people be left for dead. And you got to constantly talk to your kids of telling them how to act around police. Do our Caucasian brothers and sisters out there and other minorities, do they have the same problem? And this has been a problem with us for a very long time, and we trying to get to the bottom line of this. Not too many minorities have to sit back and talk to their kids about not about putting their hands on the steering wheel, about being talking to the officer, yes sir, yes ma'am. These are constantly things that other minorities don't have to talk about. You have to worry about your kids being shot, but there's also a difference of common sense. There's also a difference of common sense. I have stated all along that the young man who got killed, I mean, or I don't know if he's dead right now, but the young man who was shot 7 times in his back made poor decisions. He didn't deserve to die by no means. He didn't deserve to get shot 7 times. But I stated that he made poor decisions. And the reason why do we have to talk to these young brothers more and more about your poor decisions? He also brought a threat to his vehicle by walking, and while the officers was following him, having his kids in a vehicle that was tinted when nobody knew that they had kids in the vehicle. So you have to understand the difference of having common sense, and also, are we treated the same? Because I have seen white people not have common sense, I have seen white people swing around machetes, swing around all kinds of threatening things at officers, and they did not get shot. They may have gotten tased, but they have not gotten killed. And this is the things I want to understand in our nation of people. What is going on? Why is it always quick to kill melanated black people? And these are the things when it's like police automatically see melanated black people as a threat. They automatically see the skin color as a threat. And by no means, I have always told people that the decisions that we make can get us killed. With the how aggressive that we act can get us killed. But I am not going to sit here and act like we deserve to get our ass shot because we made poor decisions. Other minorities have made poor decisions and walked out without dying. You have a young brother, a young brother who got shot 17 times in the back, and then you have a young Caucasian young boy who walks around, 17 years old, with an assault rifle, and he walks at a protest, and he shoots two people, and they end up dead. That is not the same. They have different standards. They are treated differently. Their standards are totally different. And I want you guys to understand that the standards of the black melanated man and the standards of a white person is different. Now, if you can sit here and act like that ain't different, but every nation of people, every person on this planet commits crimes. Every person on this planet is either good or either they're bad. But it just seems that melanated people end up dead, and others seems to walk away with their lives. So we're going to talk about this, and this is a serious topic on the threat. Why of the threat? Why do they feel such a threat and so scared of melanated, copper, black people? So we have an open panel, and I would love to have your opinions. Your opinions are welcome. And opinions are made to be contested. Opinions are made to be contested. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. So it doesn't make you different. So you can have your opinion, and that's what it is. So we have an open panel. I already dropped the link. If you going up to the description, if you stroll up a little bit, or I'll have if you need me to drop the link. We also have moderators in the chat that can also drop the link. And we're gonna roll today. We got Brother Rainstorming here, and this is like I said, this is a very, very beautiful time to talk about this because these are issues. Why we keep ending up dead? Why are we keep ending up shot and dead? Is it because of our own stupidity? Or is it because of the fact that they just really scared of us? We gotta waken ourselves up to understand this. I gotta know why my brothers and sisters end up dead more than any nation of people. Why we end up dead. Some of it's common sense, some of it's not common sense. And on this instance, the 7 times being shot in the back was both ways. The brother got shot in the back. That was unnecessary to shoot a man 7 times. There's no excuse. I don't give a damn. There's no excuse to shoot a brother that's walking away from you 7 times in his back. Now, did he make a serious mistake by walking away from the cops, knowing that they look at you as a threat? Because the first thing that the cops is going to think is, what are you walking back to that car? What are you going back in the car for? The cops don't know what you're going in that car for. The cop think you go and get a gat. The thing that you're going to kill them. So remember, I ain't making no excuses for the cop, but you have to understand common sense also. Melanated people. You don't walk away from an officer who is already scared of you, who is already threatening by you. So I'm going to open up the panel, and I'm going to start with Brother 504, brother, and we're going to go with Brother Rainstorm. Peace and blessings, family.
Salute, brother. Go ahead, Mr. 504. Is he on the panel?
Yeah,
I seen him.
man, what's going on? What's going on, family? What's going on, Rainstone? Oh, Drizzle game on the panel. Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
interesting. Let's get it going on, man. But
All
yeah,
right.
man, don't get me wrong. I do blame him for going back to his car, even though he had his 3 kids in the vehicle. You dig? I do fault him for that right there, you dig? But at the end of the day, when he passed those 2 cops before he got to his car, it was 2 cops he passed. Them 2 cops could have jammed him up and threw him on his own car. You see what I'm saying? Way before he got a chance to get to his car. I blame 10% of him, getting shot. It is on the brother Jacob. You dig? Because he could have just like if he didn't do nothing wrong, if he was just breaking up a fight like they say he was a good Samaritan, I'd have been like, you know what, look, officer, I just stopped on the side of the road, break the fight up. There were 2 women I didn't want to see them fighting. I break it up, and my name is so and so, and been done with it. But it did look a little suspicious when he left the scene and didn't comply with the officer. Even though, like you say, even like Peter said, he could have just left it alone. He could have been just like, okay, officer, I ain't got nothing wrong. This is my name, my everything. Yeah, but he messed up when he went to the car and opened the car door and got in the car. Like that you say, I don't know what you got in your vehicle. Don't know. But for my safety and your safety, it could have been handled a whole nother way. Like I say,
The
the
brother was
first
the,
two,
bro- the brother was reckless. The brother was reckless. The brother was
yeah,
reckless because
in his decision.
me having 4 kids myself, I know that I would not lure the cops to my car.
Right.
Okay,
So
that's the work.
that's what I was saying.
That's the ultimate mistake that he made, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the big mistake right there when he went back to his car with the kids was in there. But like I say though, it could have been handled a whole nother way because, like I said, he passed 2 officers before he passed the last 2. And come to think of it, when you look at the video, the cop that shot him in his back the 7th time is the same cop he passed when he could have jammed him up and threw him on the car. He went all the way around the car to his driver's door and then shot him in the back in front of 2 officers that were standing right there already. So that's why I was like, you could have nipped this in the bud before we even got here. You see what I'm saying? And just like Skip Bayless told Shannon Sharp on the show, he said we don't have to sit down and talk to our kids about how to interact with the police. It's all about that. That's a white man telling you we don't have that conversation with our child. So this that you know right there is a situation. As a melanated brother, we have to have a comment. We shouldn't be like that
I saw
at
Brother
all.
Richard mouth moving, and I think he was responding to you. Go ahead, Brother Richard. What you was trying to say?
No,
I saw your mouth moving.
I was piggybacking off of what you said. How the brother who tried to enter his truck had went around the police. What I was saying at that moment, the police had probably already made up his mind he was gonna shoot him. Cause like you
Facts.
said, he could have grabbed him at 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 any point. Like the said, bro, the key to an officer controlling any type of situation is controlling your suspect. Am I right? They're supposed to control their
Exactly.
That's right.
suspect. So whether they pulling you over or if they're pulling up to you, let's say on the corner, the first thing they're gonna do, hey, put your hands on this coat. Now, at that moment, they have you have a conscious decision to say, hey, look, I'm gonna comply with this nigga, and we just gonna have to go from there, or uh, I'm gonna break out running. So more often than not, you gonna do what he tell you unless you hot. Am I right?
Exactly.
You're right.
But at the same time, the officer is controlling his suspect. Once he gets you on the call, he has you under his control, bro. You understand? So the same thing with now. I didn't watch the last little thing, bro. I just seen the clip. Somebody had sent it to me on Facebook Messenger. It was early one morning, and I saw it, and I just shook my head because I was like, "Damn, man!" Like that was just kind of wild. He had it looked like he had his hand on the dude's t-shirt the entire time, and he got in the car and dude just dumped on him. You understand? But I don't know.
That's
I
right.
don't know all the ins and outs to that, bro. But go ahead. Go ahead.
But I just feel
Okay,
like
we got brother. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
I would just say I just feel like as an officer, I feel like your gun should be your last result. There are other tools on your belt that can make a person comply, and using your weapon your gun should be your last result. And that's why they made a law in Texas now where your gun is your last result. If they don't get no other results with your other tools on your belt, then it's okay to use your weapon. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like he laid up there, and I feel like he just laid up there and just feel like, oh, we gonna kill him, you know, as his first results. It's 4 y'all to 1. I respect y'all mind. Y'all have jumped on him and beat the hell out of him and sent him to the hospital versus y'all, you just sat there, bah, 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 7 times and it's back in front of everybody. Like, and they say he had a knife. Like I say, I don't know. I can't say he had a knife. I can't speak on that. That has to come from that brother. I only can speak on what I saw. And what I saw, it
Oh,
was 4-1. You see
okay,
what
and
I'm
we're gonna
saying?
have Drizzle Gang respond to you. Drizzle Gang, go ahead, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Can you hear me?
Do your thing.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Let me just point this out real quick before I even get into my tangent. Let me point this out. 7 shots was excessive. It did not need to be 7 shots in the back. It did not need to be that. Starting off at the very beginning, he did have a knife. It was a military style knife. Looked like a real small and curved. Looked like a dinosaur, looked like a velociraptor claw type of blade. He did have a knife. He was tased on the other side of his SUV. And in the second video that shows the opposite side of the car, he's fighting with the police on the ground. And then in the video that the media is showing, when he stands up, at that point, that was when he pulled the knife out. The cops disengaged. The cops had backed up because the taser wasn't working. He stood up and pulled the knife out, so the cops had backed up. That's when the video picks up that everybody's seen. When he walked around that car, if the cops wanted to shoot him, they could have shot him then. When he walked around the other side of the vehicle, if you watch the video, he had a knife in his hand and he pulled his pants up. Again, if the
You are
cops
absolutely
wanted to
correct.
shoot him, if the cops wanted to shoot him, they could have shot him then. So the cops had 2 good instances where they could have shot him and got away with it. 2. You heard in the video, they were telling him to put the knife down. When he opened up that corridor, the cop grabbed his shirt because the cop did not want to have to shoot him. He grabbed his shirt to pull him back. Jacob went forward anyway, and when he stooped down to reach underneath that seat, that was when he got shot. You play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize. And it's just that simple. I have no sympathy for him. People mad because he was handcuffed. He was handcuffed to the hospital bed, paralyzed from the waist down. Doesn't matter. That's actually police protocol when the police have to bring a suspect or somebody who's in their custody to the hospital. It's protocol to handcuff them to the hospital bed. That's just indication that whether you're paralyzed or not, you're still going to jail. And he's going to need a hell of a lawyer to get out of this, because that cop saw fit to shoot him. Cops are trained to shoot until the threat is neutralized. It just so happened that Jacob Blake survived.
Okay, we got a response. We got a response to you by brother Richard Shepard. Brother Richard, go ahead and respond, brother.
Let's roll.
What are his charges?
He had a warrant out for his arrest for a sexual abuse charge and a domestic charge.
Okay, but nothing stemming from when he was initially stopped by the police when he got shot, right?
Resisting arrest and assault on an officer.
Okay. Look, I would like to ask y'all a question, right? You from the outset of this panel, right? You asked the question. The question was, why are brothers being shot? Why melanated people being shot by the police? Right?
That's right.
Okay. I would like to let's do some reflecting right now. When did this start? This whole little wave of police actually just killing people, and more often than not, whether it be by choke or by gunshot, they were all colored people. And now we're not gonna get into specifics, because I can honestly say at least 80% of them did give some type of resistance or tried to play fucking lawyer on the spot. But when did this whole little thing become like a thing where police felt it was? Because
Eric Garner,
Eric
Garner, New York City.
No, you got to go back further than that, bro. This started way back in the '60s, man, when they were turning dogs on us and shit, bro. This
I'm
ain't just started.
specifying a point. I'm specifying a point in time to where
Oh yeah, I give you that one. I give you
to where
that
it
one.
really became it really began
like the brother
being
said. The
posted in the
brother
media.
said Rodney King. The King Q said Rodney King. And I have to agree with him when it comes down to that. It was Rodney King. Nobody wasn't talking like this until Rodney King got his ass beat. Beat the hell out of him.
I have to disagree because there wasn't access to cell phones back then. There was access to multiple different cameras back then.
He right. And by the way, salute everybody. Now you right, because they've been doing this shit, right? And the only thing is, like the brother just said, they still doing it, but everything ain't caught on camera. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now we got cell phones and shit. Plus we in the age of knowledge now, age of Aquarius and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, these people been doing that. And then it goes back to the brother down in Atlanta in the Wendy's thing. Same shit. Shot them all up in the back.
Can I address somebody in the comment section real quick?
Go ahead, bro.
Smalls 808. You're not stating any facts. You're stating what it is you want it to be. I just stated to you what is police protocol. It doesn't matter if the nurse is still threatened by this person. It doesn't matter if he's paralyzed. It doesn't matter if the cop shot his arm or leg off. It is police protocol to handcuff the person to the hospital.
Hold up. We're getting feedback. Could you? I'm getting feedback by
I'm
everybody.
probably gonna fall out because when y'all start breaking up, my thing go dead.
Yeah, hold on one
My
second. We're gonna have to back out just again and come back in.
I'm backing out right now.
I might fall out because every time I hear y'all chopping up, it kicks me out. But I'm still here. Y'all still there?
Yeah, you can hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now I can hear you good. Even when I mute my mic, it's been doing that lately for some reason. On when I'm on somebody live or whatever, like yourself, it'll
It
it'll
might be,
chop me out.
it might be StreamYard.
It could be because it happened a few times lately. You know, you got these alphabet boys checking us out and all that. But
Is it
yeah,
still
like I
echo when
said,
I speak?
am I echoing?
No, you're not echoing to me.
Okay, I hear y'all good
Just
now.
proceed. Just proceed. Just proceed.
Okay. But yeah, like I was saying though, the brother they shot in the back down in Atlanta at the Wendy's. Then you got the other brother. They didn't know he was. The cop didn't know he was being filmed. Remember, he the one that planted the tase on him, saying he tried to take his taser. He was running
He's in
away.
jail.
Shot him.
He's in jail. He's
Oh,
got
that
charged for that.
he is. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, they got him for that. He's done.
yeah. I mean, these motherfucking police act like they Judge Dredd. I'm for real. Like the movie. Like I'm judge, jury, and executioner. You ain't going to trial, none of that shit. I'm ready to 7 rounds, 7, really. And like
Yeah,
somebody said in the
and
chat,
that was the
why didn't you
thing that
shoot the
I
man in the
told, just like I
leg?
told you, a rainstorm. Rainstorm, just like I said
Said it again.
before, it's still not justifying him getting shot 7 times in the back. I didn't think, because if you look at it, we have several other people that have gotten away with pretty much with beating the hell out of the police. I have seen on multiple occasions, they have shown video of white Caucasians actually fighting the police before the police even think about shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an argument
So
of police
that's just
restraint.
something that I think that's what pisses black people off. Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like they're not malicious on some of the shit that they do. Because they are.
And that's what I was saying.
Go ahead,
Like,
brethren.
that what I was just saying. Like, so you mean to tell me you got a naked white man with a machete charging the police, and you take him to jail, and you able to take him to jail? You see what I'm saying? You got a white boy who just shot people up. You give him water and bring him to McDonald's and take him to jail. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's two different laws. You got
That's
the
what I'm
white
saying,
law,
brother
you got
Drizzle
the
Gang.
black law.
You got a brother that went in the church, like several church members that had nothing to do why he hated them. Matter of fact, they was very accepting to him in a church. And he went in that church and murdered all them melanated black people. So we
Mm-hmm.
gotta understand that some can get away with bullshit. They gave him a freaking Happy Meal, and our brothers don't seem to get that same type of treatment. Now, a criminal is a criminal, but why are
That's
certain
right.
criminals are being treated better than other criminals?
You ain't
That's
lying, bro.
all I want to know.
And just like the dude, the boy Kyle Rittenhouse who shot at the protest the other night. He
Yes, he
shot
goes to the
he
protest.
shot two people in front of the police and National Guards. The
He
National
was
Guards
defending
gave him a
himself.
bottle of water, kept driving on. And they got
They gave
people
him a
yelling at the
bottle of water.
police.
He
They
was
got
defending
people yelling
himself.
at the police. He just shot them people, shot them people. He walked
No,
into
no,
the
no, no,
police
no.
station.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't tell me he's defending himself.
He
17
was.
year
No,
Did you
old.
see all the
Don't tell me
videos?
he's defending himself. How many?
Did you
How
see all
many?
the
No,
videos?
no, 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 no,
If you
no,
didn't
no,
see
no,
all the
no.
videos,
No,
you can't
no.
just go off
He's
of
not
top.
defending himself, my brother.
Did you see all the
I watched
videos?
the
I asked
video.
you.
I
I
watched
said,
the
yeah.
video, and I
You said
watched him
video.
walking
What?
out.
You said video. You said
What
video. It's more
what
than
was
one.
he there for, brother? What?
He was he was
I asked
he
you,
was
what
help
was he
protecting
there for?
businesses from the
What
Negroes
was he
burning
there
down
for?
shit.
He was help protecting the businesses from the Negroes that
What
was
was he
burning out
there?
and fucking
I'm
up shit.
asking you, what was he there for? What he
I
was
just
there
told you
for?
he
What he
was
was there
helping
for?
defend the businesses that the niggas was burning down and fucking up.
Oh,
He put out a
so
fire.
you one of
He
them
put out
type of
a
brothers. You're
fire
gonna
and
sit
some
here.
people
So hold
he
up, hold
put
up,
out a
hold up,
fire and
hold up,
some
hold
people
up,
chased
hold
him
up.
away.
You put out. So you telling me? So what about the instance? What about the instance where you got white? I see white motherfuckers going around, and they were up
Talking about
there
that.
burning McDonald's and shit down,
The
burning other
cow.
businesses
We're
down,
talking about
and
the
and
cow
and
gentleman.
I want to, but I want to ask you. I want to
But
ask
we're
you
not
that
talking about
question.
that.
I want
You
to
brought up
ask
the
you
gentleman
that question.
who shot the three
Why
people.
you ain't speaking so graciously off of that shit? But
Because there shouldn't be any
you're
rise
picking
right
and
now.
choosing. You're trying to defend this. First of all, he's
Can I answer your
17 years
question?
old. He has no business down there. He has no business down there. He has no business. He was trying to start
So
shit,
but
brother.
can I respond to you without
He
being
had
cut
no
off?
business down there.
Can I respond to you without being cut off?
At 17 years old,
See?
my
See?
17-year-old sons, my 17-year-old sons are not down at a rally. My 17-year-old sons are not down at a rally or down or fucking with people, brother. Or intimidating brothers, intimidate people with guns. They just don't do that.
By your logic. By your logic. The majority of the motherfuckers who was out there riding the protesters shouldn't be out there riding the protesters because they're underage. By your logic. The one thing this little dude did wrong was he was 17. He was what? A month and a half or something like that, too young to have the gun. Whoop-de-doo. He was out there to help protect businesses that were being looted and burned out. He put out a fire. This was in one of the videos that I'm assuming you probably didn't see. He put out a fire and he was ran off because the motherfuckers who set that fire didn't like the fact that he put out their fire. So from that point, he's being chased down, he's being hit upon. So he decided to let out a couple fucking rounds, and whoever got hit, got hit. One of the motherfuckers who got hit in their chest literally pummeled him with a skateboard. Another motherfucker who was trying to grab the barrel of his AR got half his arm shot off. He had a pistol in his other hand. And as you can see in that same video, the other gentleman who was in the process of running up, he put his hands up and backed away. He didn't get shot. So if Cal was out there just randomly shooting motherfuckers, why he didn't shoot the motherfucker who stood up after the
Somebody
dude who he
drop
shot in the
the
arm?
link, please. Somebody drop the link if you are a somebody drop the link.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Somebody
Now
drop the link in the chat.
let's call a spade a spade. Okay. And so many
There's no
words.
calling a
And look,
spade a spade. He defended himself. There's no calling a spade a
oh
spade. That's
wait,
what
yeah,
it
no,
was.
wait. Actually, he didn't just defend him. He didn't actually didn't shoot until when they realized he had to shot somebody on the other end. He didn't get his ass whipped until everybody realized he just shot somebody up the road already. The ass whooping you talking about is when they came and say he just shot somebody down there. They actually jumped on him then. That's the part you talking about when he shot those two people. But regardless
No,
of the fact,
I
regardless of the fact,
referred to that. I referred to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But what
But
I'm
I'm just,
speaking
I'm
of
just
is
cleaning that
the
part up.
first person that got shot was after he put that fire out and they chased him
It's
down.
amazing they defending themselves when it comes down to black melanated people. They they
Because the
they
black
defending their
motherfuckers are the ones
property. They
attacking them.
defending.
But look, check it
Hey,
out. The
hey,
fact
they,
that, but no, the
so it's
fact
just
that his mom,
you're stating just the black. Go
no,
ahead.
the fact that his mother
You're
should
talking
be
over each other.
held
Go ahead.
accountable for this shit too, because
Oh,
she
yes.
gave him the gun.
Facts. I
She
agree with
gave
that. The
him
mother
the
should
gun.
be held accountable for that. Yes,
But look
I
at it
can
like
agree with
this:
you on that.
she gave him
By
the
right,
gun.
he wasn't supposed to be out there.
Exactly, brother. Because they were supposed to be all inside in curfew allegedly. They
He
said in a
ain't supposed.
curfew.
My sons wouldn't be out there. Good.
Exactly.
All in all, I wouldn't have my kids in a situation where they're out there fighting battles of grown people in the first place. He's 17 years old. He should not have that gun. You know it. That's what the part when I'm making brothers disagree. That's
I
all
can
I'm
agree with
saying.
Exactly.
that.
At the end of the
I can
day,
Exactly.
he
agree with
shouldn't
that.
have been in that position to where he's out there defending. while he's out there trying to defend himself.
But you gotta remember too, before this all happened, they got video showing him, his mom, and all of them. They all was in a group hug in a group meeting before it even happened. I guess they was having a meeting on where
Hold
they was
on, I
gonna
gotta
go
drop the
at,
link.
where they was
Hold
Could
on.
I
gonna
say
patrol.
one? Could I say one thing, please? Can I say one
Go
thing,
ahead, brother.
please? Smiles 808. Click the
Uh-oh.
link. Click the link and come at me.
Uh-oh.
I'm only here to argue and support the killers. Are you serious? Click the link, because I don't have time to just keep replying to random comments that come up on the screen. Click the link and address me personally.
But I was just saying, at the end of the day, it do look kind of like they do look bad on the youngster end because not only did you shot people, you drove 45, like 30, 45 miles to go and I guess protect somebody that you didn't have no concern over, that didn't even concern you.
But
And
think about it. But think about it. Some of us drive 30, 45 miles to go to work. I
true,
mean, he
but
went out.
are
He
you
went
gonna
out there
okay?
to. He went out there
Are
to
you
do
gonna
that
drive?
as a public service.
Okay, are you going to drive 30, 45 miles with your child in the car, give him an AK-47, and tell him to go out with some random people and protect something that doesn't even concern you? That's
Right.
not your business. That's not nothing concern you. You 17. You're supposed to be at your ass at home
Uh-huh.
learning how to fucking do your homework for school. You see what I'm saying?
That's
This
on.
grown
That's
folks
on
business over
him.
here.
And,
So what?
and that's
That's on
and
him and the mom.
that's the thing that I was telling you. And just again, I understand what you're saying. That is on him and the mom. And this is the point what I'm making, the point that I'm making. I'm not gonna have my 18-year-old, my 17-year-old, even my son being, I have an 18-year-old. I'm not gonna have them going to these rallies or going down there. I'm not gonna have them in that position. Okay, me as the leader of my house, I'm not gonna have them be in a position where they have to murder and kill somebody. That's not
But
me.
but
Okay,
that's
as a leader.
you.
Okay,
But that's you. This woman's, I guess, maybe he coaxed his mom to say, hey, let me take my new gun I just bought and go down here, see if I can try to protect somebody. Maybe he coerced her into bringing him down there or something like that. We don't know how that conversation went down. That's on him and his mom. And if the courts decide to charge her, because again, he is
but
underage,
you
he
just
did not need
look,
to have
what
that gun.
listen what you're saying. Brother, listen what you just said. You said, well, maybe he coached his mom into doing such and such and doing that. Well, then right there, that's pointless right there. The mom is right there at fault. The child is at fault. At the end of the day, you got two people that's dead. I don't give a damn how flashy the person is. That's just
So you
property.
know what this
I get so sick and
so you know what
tired.
this conversation
Listen,
should be.
listen,
Well, no, you didn't.
listen,
You
let me
didn't listen to
talk
me
because
because I wasn't finished making
this
my
is my
point. I
channel.
wasn't
Listen,
finished.
listen. I'm gonna mute you right quick. The
One at a
part I'm
time.
gonna let you finish your part. Let me talk. The part what I'm trying to make, and I want you guys to understand this, is that it's pointless to hear people sit there and talk about people defending property. Property is property, brother. It's not a life. I want you guys to understand that life is
Mm-hmm.
not bigger than a property is not bigger than someone's life. And until you guys understand that, you'll realize that life is precious. If you don't, it doesn't give nobody a right to take somebody's life because you trying to defend some property that insurance will pay for and replace. So I will go right back to you, brother. Go
Mm.
ahead.
So I get to get my point across when you say I can get my point across, but get cut off whenever you see fit. Cool, I understand that. This
Wow.
argument, this argument has turned into something that the courts will have to
My
disengage at
brother,
that point, because then
I don't
you would
listen.
have to
I'm gonna
argue
break you off. Listen, I'm gonna
whether or
break
not
you
the mom
off. I'm gonna
gets
break.
gets
Listen. I'm
discharged.
gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute this guy one more fucking time because I want you to understand this is my fucking channel, and everybody on here goes by my rules. If this was your channel, I would respect your channel. I cut anybody off who I fucking want to cut off, and I give everybody on here enough respect to understand it. Okay, so when I came back to you, I gave you that respect. Now I'm gonna come back to you again.
You wouldn't have had to come back to me to give me that respect if you would have gave me that same respect in the first place without cutting me off the first time. Oops.
My bad, y'all. I keep getting kicked out. That's why you seeing me jump in and out. I don't know
I'm
why.
a, I'm
It's
honestly not
telling me to
even
go
seeing you
close.
jump in and out. To be honest
But
with you, your
I wanted to
picture's
hear
been
the
right there for the longest.
I wanted to hear what the brother had to say who driving the truck. I don't know his name, man. I
Oh,
want to
my
see his
name,
point of view on it. I can't
my
hear him.
point.
It
What
didn't.
my point of view about the white boy?
No, I want to hear what you had to say because you've been mighty quiet. You and Sister Purple been mighty quiet. 'Cause I was trying to see how did you feel about the situation too, brother? Because like I said,
All
at the
right,
end of the
all
day, like
right.
I said,
I can give you my point of view, bro. First of all, the young man was 17 years old, bro. Uh,
We addressed that.
I all right. Hold on. Um, the fact of the matter, bro. He he went to a rally that was being held about another black man being shot by police, and he decided I'm gonna drive X amount of miles to a rally with an assault rifle. You understand? And he was underage, bro. It sounded to me like he had cruel intentions because he could have went without the gun. But you said he went to protect property. What property he owned? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, he shouldn't have been there, bro. But that's just my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. He shouldn't have been there, bro.
Can I respond to that?
Knock yourself out.
Word. Okay, you stated you asked the question of what property does he own. So what what would be his reasoning to going out there to protect property that's not his? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's let's kind of go to politics.
Okay.
Let's dwell on politics for the
Okay.
sake of this argument. Let's do politics. Democrats don't owe anybody anything. Democrats don't have to give you a single dime. They don't have to give you Section 8. The government in general doesn't have to give you Section 8, doesn't have to give you food stamps, doesn't have to give
Mm-hmm.
you child care because whoever stuck their penis in whoever, she opened her legs for whatever and gave birth to whatever child it was
Mm-hmm.
without being in a good place financially. So the
Right.
government doesn't have to help you at all whatsoever. This
Fact.
man did this. Well, not this man, but this little dude did this as a public service. Just like in Ferguson, when they were rioting, there were other militia groups out there helping protect other businesses and things as well. Then
Mm. Well, let me tell you something, and I'm just speaking for myself. If I went out there and I was armed, my my aim would have been to try to protect people from being hurt by other people. Fuck the buildings. I'm trying to protect women and children or whoever like who look like they can't defend themselves. That's the people I'm standing up for, right? I'm not worried about nothing that could be rebuilt or replaced, bro. Like brother E said, all that shit can be replaced, bro. But
can I?
we
Okay.
went, but but watch this, my brother. Let's say it's you and your family, right? And y'all not on, but y'all out there as participants just to, uh, I guess, to be there in spirit, or whatever your purpose of being out there, bro. Just what they call it, being as one or whatever. But and I'm the only one with a gun. But hit this white boy come out there with a gun. Now my attention is on him. I'm not worried about nobody else's business. I'm worried about trying to protect you and your family so y'all can go home and so I can go home. So I guess my purpose would be if I was going out there to be sort of like an equalizer, bro. I'm not, and that's just how I feel about it, bro. I don't see the sense in but like you say, they got people that do that who go out there and help other people protect their businesses, but bro,
But
anybody
you don't think that he could have had that? I don't mean to stop you.
you
Go ahead,
mean
finish.
in this you mean in this in we speaking in his heart of hearts. Like, do you sincerely think he went out there with that intention, or that was just his excuse to be out there?
I honestly believe he went out there with that intention because the gentleman doesn't have any type of violent past or any type of criminal history.
Hmm.
Who are we to say? Who are we to say these people didn't want his protection or didn't want him as an equalizer around having to file various forms of insurance claims after their livelihoods was burned down? Who are we to judge that? because
All right.
because if you watch the video, there were other gunshots ringing off while he was shooting those other two motherfuckers,
Hmm.
and it was a lot more gunshots in rapid succession than just the two that you heard in that video from him. So
And
only
they never
God
found
knows what
out.
kind of war zone that was. Not, no, no, they never mentioned, where the other gunshots and stuff was coming from. But it was a hell of a lot more gunshots and a hell of a lot more rapid succession than just the two we heard coming from him.
Hmm.
So the place was damn near a freaking war zone at that point.
Okay.
So
Say,
what
bro.
is
And
the
again, and again, I'm not
information about?
justifying the
Because
dude. I'm
I'm
not
lost
justifying the
Nah,
dude
nah.
killing the people. I'm just saying that the man didn't go out there for that purpose. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
But look, the reason why I wanted to chime in, bro, to get to try to, if if we can't bring about no change as far as uh what the police do, and how there's obviously some type of disproportion in equal rights as far as humans are concerned. All right, whether it be black or white or Chinese, but it's always us, and I say us as a whole, bro. That are the ones that are being battered and shot and all this, and the shit been going on. That's why I asked the
And I and
question
I and,
earlier.
and I want
When
and I
did
want to
this
respond to
when
you.
did this start? I
The,
mean,
thi-
it it definitely
the thing is not all of
yeah.
our melanated people are criminals, are ratchet. We have some young brothers out here who never committed crimes. Also, we have
Mhm.
people in our community that who has a clean background
Mhm.
without being arrested. Also, so there have been occurrence where
Mhm.
if the shoe was on the other foot, how would this would have been treated? And these are the things that we want to know as a nation of people. How this would have been treated if we had a 17-year-old who decided to go protect his neighborhood and decided to go shoot two white Klansmen who decided
Mhm.
to come in the neighborhood and tear it up. How would this be
Mhm.
treated? Okay,
Mhm.
so we gotta do a flip
Right.
side when it comes
That's
down. Would
that's a
I
hell of
let
a
my
question.
17-year-old go down there at a rally or that has to do with Ku Klux Klan members? Would I let him go down there protecting property? Hell no. I would not let him do that because that's my job as a man to do, as his father. I'm not going
Mhm.
to put my child in a line of duty. And I think that the woman drizzle game was very, 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 very stupid for putting her son in harm's way because he could have ended up dead and it could have ended up wrong for a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? So the whole matter is messed up. And what we're talking about is melanated people as a whole. You may be right on this part, Drizzle Gang, but there's a lot of wrong in a lot of things that goes down with the law when it comes down to black men. There's a lot that goes on with us black men that are not treated
Mhm.
fairly. And we have some educated black men. We have some black men who have great jobs, work real well, have a great life, doing well, and they still get fucked over. And that's the things we trying to
Mhm.
figure out, brother.
Can I point out something?
All right, go ahead, point it out.
If you look at if you look at the majority, not all, because I don't want to say all, but if you look at the majority of these police videos where the suspect ends up dying,
whether it be white or black, that person usually had ended up fighting the cops before it escalated to the point in which it escalated to. Even all the way down to Walter Scott, the gentleman that you mentioned earlier, who was running away, shot in his back. The fact of the matter was, he ran. You can't
Mm-hmm.
resist. You can't resist the police. You can't get into a pissing contest with the police. You can't get
Right.
into a dick measuring contest with the police and
That's right.
expect them to just sit there
To respect you.
and let it go. It's going to escalate. That's why, and everybody keep telling me I'm wrong for saying comply. We should comply. I'm not saying
You're not
comply or die. I'm
wrong. You're
saying
not
just
wrong,
simply
brother. When
comply.
I first came on, I never said you was wrong because when I first came on, as you can see, I was agreeing with 100% of what you were talking about. When I said that we have a lot of young people who are stupid, who have gotten shot due to
That's
stupidity. And remember,
yep.
I said
Yep.
it.
Well, no, I'm
I
not
said it.
referring. Well, no, I remember you agreeing with me. I'm not referring. I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about everybody in general. Because like the last time I called him before I told you, like I just got out of Facebook jail recently for posting certain things and talking about certain things. So I don't mean specifically you. I just mean everybody in general.
Right.
Say, Everett, check this out, bro. Now, you you
They don't know.
you
They don't
know
know
my.
me as Everett on here. They know me as Peanut
Oh,
Notifiable. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Peanut Notifiable.
I'm about to say I show my ass.
Go
Who
ahead,
the hell
brother.
you talking to?
All right, check this out, bro. Look, uh, no, what I noticed, a lot of people want to try to hold court on the streets, bro. Let me tell you
Facts.
something, bro. I'm a full-time loser, bro. You understand?
Right.
I jumped off the porch. I'm 43 years old, bro. I jumped off the porch 87, 88, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been in the streets until I caught my first Joseph in 97. And I come home in 2000, right? Now, in all that time, bro, me running the streets, I can honestly admit, bro, I was part of that 90s crime wave. You understand what I'm saying? But,
That's right.
and I'm not saying it to glorify anything, bro, but what I'm trying to tell you, I was able to get a different perspective, bro. And is is everything I lived through then helps me to continue to live on now. You understand what I'm saying? From going to jail, being in prison, dealing with niggas and everybody's different personalities, bro, you learn how to adapt. You understand what I'm saying? And I noticed, bro, a lot of people, from the time the police stop them, they won't get attitudes with these fucking people, bro. That 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 shit ain't
Right.
happening, bro. That shit is not cool, my nigga. If the people stop you, if
So,
bro, look, I be pleasant as a motherfucker with them. I done ran into a bunch of assholes, bro. I've been trucking 15 years now. You understand what I'm saying? Since 2004, bro. I've been trucking, right? And I've ran across a lot of redneck state troopers and police, bro. You understand? But it's how you interact with them that that'll determine how far they go with you. That's what I'm telling you. What I know from experience, bro. Cause I've met some who curse me out soon as I open the door. You understand? I don't give them no energy, bro. I don't give them nothing to go off of, bro, because their job is to try to antagonize you. And I'm talking about the ones who try to be an asshole with you, because all of them not assholes, bro. All of them not. I don't believe the fucking white boy who killed who had his knee in dude back, bro. I don't think if dude
He
would
was
have
wrong. He should
just
go to jail for that. He
if
I
should go to
got
jail for
something
that.
to
no
get out.
if
So I've been
I,
trying to wait,
huh.
responding to somebody in the comments.
Oh, bro, look, I don't think if dude would have just complied instead of complaining about, oh, I'm fucking claustrophobic and, bro,
He
look,
was high.
bro, just let them fucking people do their job, let them run your name, but see all that extra shit, bro. bro. Look, I done been in jail long enough to know when certain niggas just scared to go to jail, bro. Man,
Facts.
if you gotta take that ride, take that fucking
That's right.
ride, man, and burn out or whatever, man. But at least you live to fight another day, man.
Facts.
That
That's
bro
right.
Sandra
That's right, brother.
Bland, bro. That bro Sandra Bland. The white boy said, "Ma'am, put your cigarette out." She won't get oh well, I ain't got to do a motherfucking thing. And no, bro, that shit ain't cool, bro. It's a lot, and it's shit
But
like
Rich,
that.
Rich, Rich,
Hold up,
I
hold
seen
up.
it. But Rich,
Go
and
ahead,
I'm
go
not
ahead. I'm sorry.
defending. I'm not defending the suspended. I'm not defending Sandra Bland, but I do want you to know that there was another incident when it was a young lady. She was high in the jail, and it was
Mm-hmm.
similar to what you just seen the brother when you said the brother had his who had the knee on his neck, or I think Drizzle Gang was talking about him having his knee on his neck. But they had an incident because I watch true crimes and I watch a lot of the videos of people getting locked up. And
Mm-hmm.
I seen a woman, a white woman, spitting all in the officer face, kicked the man in the balls. I didn't see that lady left out of that jail with her life. Okay, she
Yeah,
left out of
yeah,
that
And you
jail
know
with her
why
yeah.
life.
that is? Because white people won't
Huh?
tolerate it. While we're sitting here debating
That's right.
what we should be doing, they're not doing that. If somebody get hurt and it's one of theirs, they don't give a shit. That's the difference. Like Master Fundi P said, until we start acting like human beings, they're not going to look at us like we are because we're not even acting like it. Even an animal will defend its own child. Sitting up here debating about whether he was right, whether he was not, that is neither here nor there, like my father used to say. The point is, it is not acceptable, period. There is no situation where a death sentence should be administered by a police officer. Point blank, period.
And you're right. And you're right. But you have to
So, Miss
understand, my
Leroy, all
sister.
this, you should comply because we got case after case of people complying and they're dead. So
That's a
I don't
lie,
want
but
to hear
okay.
about compliance. Because you're
Hey,
failing to deal with the fact that the FBI said that the police department has been infiltrated by hate groups.
yeah,
Period.
that's a fact.
That
So
is
let's
true.
leave all the other
That's
That
bullshit.
a
is true.
fact.
Deal with reality.
That's a fact. That's a
So
fact.
all right, so all right, with
That's a
you
fact
knowing
because
that, let me ask you this: what do you think you could change?
There's
Because
nothing you can
if
change if
change gonna
somebody
come,
has it in their head
it
to
gotta
tell
come
you.
from the top, huh?
We hold them accountable. The same way white people made it clear, you're not going to fuck with ours. We need to make it clear about our own.
Oh, so you
People
saying
will
we need to
only
start
take you
killing the
as
police?
seriously as you take yourself.
So you feel like we need to start
woo,
we need to just start laying our
ah,
law
We
down?
need to have accountability. Do you see people shooting up for
woo.
white people and there's no court case and they go and nothing happens? How often do you hear about it? And when you do, what do? They go ham. They don't sit there and debate whether or not somebody
You
should
know
have been
why?
killed.
You know
They
why?
said there's no excuses,
Hmm.
period. And it
Ah,
needs to be
it's
that way
a
across
passionate
the
today,
board.
man.
Whether it's
Wow.
a transgender black person, whether it's a homosexual black person, I don't give a damn who it is in our community. Nobody should be out here for destruction, period. We owe it to
That's
ourselves to
right.
take ourselves serious enough to say we're not going to tolerate this shit no more.
And it's
Because
talking like that.
let
It's
me
talk
go
it
off of
it
what you're saying.
see
I
a
got
lot. Go ahead, Peanut.
good.
Go ahead,
Look,
Peanut.
I had to say this off of Sister Purple because this is a great point she's making. Even trans white people have a better protection than trans black people, and even
Ooh.
as a whole, you can see the numbers. The numbers don't lie. They are more protected than the black people are. And I have to give you that, Sister Purple, for bringing that out. That was I never seen you this emotion emotional. You know what I'm saying?
Because
So
I'm tired
this must
and
be something
having
passionate.
black people come on these panels and justify what the police officers have done to us. There's no fucking excuse. I'm tired of hearing the damn excuses. Because no other race does that. No other race justifies their destruction.
No
And we
other race,
need to wake
no
the
other
fuck up.
race, no
That's a
other
lie.
race, li-
That is a
no
lie.
other race live
No other
live
race
behind the
justify
curve
it like
like we
we
do.
do. Name me another one that justify it like we do. Who qualifies their death the way we do. I'm waiting. I don't hear nothing.
I'm about to
Because
pull
you
it up, as a
can't.
matter of
Because
fact,
you
if you
don't
can
see
wait.
other races
If you
doing
can
like
wait,
we do.
if you can wait, I'm about to pull it up. If you can wait.
My
Hold
sister,
Hey,
tight.
you right, but one thing I can tell
I'm
you,
talking about the
you got to,
majority of
you
us.
got,
There's
listen,
too
you got
many
to be
of us
able to
out here.
govern yourself. You got, if knowing what you know, right? Think of how many other people will still be alive if they knew what you knew. You got to govern yourself, man.
I totally agree with you. But we also
You
need to come
understand?
to a point where we stop playing this game, whether we qualify who gets to live and who gets to die. We shouldn't be doing that.
that is
If we want
wow.
people to take us seriously, you are telling people that you are expendable under certain conditions, and that should never be a conversation
I,
on the damn
well, my
table.
my sister, I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. I bet you I don't get killed by the police.
And you know why
And
that
I
is?
and I wouldn't
Huh?
hold up that with water because I've seen too many people get escalated on upon for nothing more than being black. I had a young man that was with me, dark skinned. He was talking nice to police, and if it wasn't for another officer being there, he would have escalated the case because he was determined to escalate because of no other fact than he was dealing with a young black male that he felt was threatening, even though he did nothing to be threatened. So miss me with all that
They have
shit.
cases. There's nobody can debate that they have cops out here that have murdered innocent black people. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
brother Richard, I have to disagree with you, brother. That's anybody can die. All
When
somebody
you
might get on
have
that force that may not like you. Somebody might not like you from a distant past. I get just a game. I mean, anybody
when
can
you
die
have
from a cop,
Klan
or
members
anybody can die
in
from
the
somebody on the
on the
street.
police
It could be
department,
anybody.
Can I
they
state
don't
a fact real
care
quick?
whether or not you're
Go ahead, what's the
compliant.
fact?
All they see is a nigga they want to get rid of. Point blank period. And that's what the FBI themselves said, that the police department has been infiltrated by hate groups. And if you think they need a reason, you are highly naive.
Go ahead, just a game. I think something happened. Go ahead.
In
I didn't mean to
27,
come up here and yell and act like a fool, but there's a point, like Jesus Christ said, when you get tired of being tired. And I'm sick and tired of being tired. I love all of you, but I do not fuck with us justifying our destruction. Because
Who,
the
who,
white
ju-
man don't
who, but
respect
who
it. Because he's
justifying
not gonna let
anything?
nobody justify his.
I
Who
don't know who
justifying
justified
anything?
anything. I don't know who justified anything. Who
Well, he
justified
should have
anything?
complied. What the fuck is that but justifying it?
Well,
He
I
should have.
think
He
what
should
you're
have just
trying to
complied.
say
What the
is,
hell?
All right,
I
I
You're
tell you
missing
what.
the
I
point.
I
tell you
It's
think,
what.
I think
neither here
y'all
nor
asking what she's
there with
saying. Go
them.
ahead, y'all
They
talking over.
don't give a shit whether he should have complied or not. The fact that he died when it should not even be on the table is the issue.
Got brother O'Neal TV in the house.
Well, let's say this. Well, let's say this. He should have dropped the damn knife. Let's say that then. He should have dropped the knife. Oh, well, let's say this. He shouldn't have reached underneath the car seat when he opened up the car door. Let's say
You can
that.
say whatever the hell you want to say. I'm not playing
Right.
that game with y'all. The
May
fact
I
of the
get in
matter
Oh
there,
my
is,
please?
God.
until we stop justifying
Yes, you
people
can. Yes,
hurting us,
let's mute up
they will
so
continue to hurt
Sister
us
Novice can get in. Hold
because
on.
we say it's
We're gonna
okay.
all mute up. Let her in. Get
All
somebody
right.
new in.
I know this is a hot topic, but just on the last point right there, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. If we're sitting on the side of the road and they're armed, it's stupid to go against them and start, like you said, trying to figure out, big sling, excuse my language. Okay. This goes back to, and this is where I wanted to get in at. Um, I'm not one that's gonna say comply. I'm gonna say be smart, okay?
Hold
Because
up, hold up. Somebody's talking over you.
hold on,
Hold up, hold up. Somebody's talking over you, sis. Hold on. The sister Purple, I think we can still hear the sister trying to talk. Go ahead.
I was on
okay,
mute,
Go ahead,
so it
Sister
wasn't
Nava.
me.
okay. My phone started ringing, so that could have had something to do with it. But it's like one of the things I didn't go to the military, but one of the things that I understand from people that do go to the military is that during boot camp, they got to learn how to have people yell in their face to say all kind of dumb stuff to
Mm-hmm.
them, and they have to take that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
That's right.
But a lot of people that we're looking at who are out on these streets aren't getting that. Okay, they just want to. We want to go bad. We want to get emotional. We want to, back you down. We want to show who's bigger than what, but we got to be smart with that. We need to learn. And I said this years ago, so
Mm-hmm.
this ain't based on this particular conversation. Okay, we're not supposed to be trying to hold court on the side of the road. Okay, because
Thank
we're
you.
ill-equipped. Okay,
Thank
now let
you.
me take this a step further because I know you guys aren't going to agree with everything
Man,
I
people
say,
just be
but let me
talking
pull this truck over.
with their emotions sometimes.
Okay, let me my sister and I had a conversation yesterday, and it was along these same lines about the European, the foreigner, the oppressor, blah blah blah. Okay, and we do have a difference of opinion on it, but we work through a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna try to push this down or push
I'm
this through
sorry,
right
sister.
here.
I just had to mute some mics. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make this real quick. The thing is that one of my questions in the chat was, who protects our community? The police? Because if we're not supposed to be there because it's just property or it's not a human being, who's supposed to be there? We're supposed to be protecting our own. But if we're letting no offense to you, Peanut, um, our young sons or our daughters or whatever the case is, and our men and our women stay home because something might happen, then the only ones that we have to protect us is the very ones that we're talking against because they're killing us. So one of the thoughts that I thought about, and probably shouldn't be in public or anything like that, but one of the thoughts that I thought about was the first thing everybody needs to be trained, okay, to protect themselves. They need to have that discipline, okay? Now, that's weapons training all the way up. It may sound stupid, but just see the concept that I'm talking about, and I'm hoping I'm still on the
No,
line.
I didn't. I was talking about because I just want to let you understand that I don't. Me teaching my kids how to use a gun and all that. I'm saying he should not have to be there alone out there in combat alone by himself leading the family. That's what I mean when I was trying to say. Okay, so
Okay,
but you can go back.
okay.
Go back and finish your comment. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is going to sound weird because we don't shoot bows and arrows anymore, but I just want y'all to see this concept, okay? First of all, when that dude pulled out the gun and shot that man in the back, somebody should have shot him in the head. Excuse me for saying it, okay? Rather than pulling out their phones. It should have been an eye for an eye right then and there, in my opinion. However, keeping in mind that we can't go to that extreme at certain points, let's say that we shot a bow and arrow. Just for the sake of argument, I know it sounds weird. Let's say everybody was had a crossbow or a bow and arrow and they shot it down there where everything was at to give them a warning shot. Well, behind that, you got a stronger group that are armed and licensed. You got a sharpshooter behind that. Okay? What's going to happen when this stuff starts happening? They're going to say, oh, we ain't going to turn them in. We can't find them. They're going to go and get more reinforcements. Well, you've already given your warning shot that we're not putting up with this crap anymore in our neighborhoods. But that's not what's happening. We're too divided among should we do this or should we do this? Part of this panel right here of what was discussed was a whole emotional argument where we were mixing apples and oranges and certain things that shouldn't be mixed. Okay? First of all, that 17-year-old wasn't a police officer. The one that shot Jacob Blake was. But we're putting this stuff together and we're using it in such a way that we're falling into exactly what mainstream media wanted us to fall into when they sat up here and put white supremacists and Black Lives Matter protests together to get us to be emotional. We got to calm down and think rationally, and I'm going to get down off the panel. and strategic.
Can I take the time to respond to that? Since everybody kind of quiet.
Go ahead.
So it was stated that we need to that we should protect ourselves, and the cop that shot Jacob Blake should have been shot by somebody randomly out there. Okay. Let's use that same analogy. Let's use that same analogy for Mike Brown. When Mike Brown was killed in the middle of the street by hundreds of neighborhood witnesses by one cop, there was no possible way Darren Wilson should have made it out that neighborhood alive. No way on earth. Somebody, some group of
Preach it, brother.
hoodlums or
I
some
agree.
Preach
thugs,
it.
they should have offed Darren Wilson right then and there. But we're talking about a group of people that one can't stop killing themselves, and two can't come together for anything outside a club or a second line. Tell me I'm lying.
That's facts.
You're not
History
lying, brother. You're not lying
history is going
at all.
history is going to continue to repeat itself in regards to these police shootings if we don't get more fathers in the homes. Because until we start getting more fathers in the homes, these men, these women, these boys, these girls are going to keep getting pulled over by the police. And when the police ask them a question, they're going to fly off the handle, try to hold court in the street, resist arrest, boom, get shot. Acting out of simple emotion.
My
It's funny you say that because I
my
did, like I said, I'm a
my
father. I
question
got
on
two
that.
sons, and I teach them how to be respectful of themselves for one, and be respectful of the cop. First of all, you got to be respectful of yourself, and you got to be respectfully conscious of what's going on. Go ahead on
Um,
your
as
question. Go
far
ahead.
as more fathers in the home, how do we get more fathers in the home when it's a lot of our brothers in prison? Don't we need to get them out of prison, or are we gonna make new
I
fathers?
can't hear her. Could y'all hear her?
Or
I can hear.
are the
All right,
men
go ahead.
that are already in our communities? Do we need to work with them? Because see, my uncle is supposed to protect me when my brother and my father can't.
Woo!
Like
I
I
believe
said,
I,
it's going back to us taking ourselves seriously. People will only take you as serious as you take yourself. If you don't think your own people are worth you staying in the home behind,
Somebody drop the link.
nobody can
Somebody drop the link.
nobody can do that for you.
nobody's going to take blacks seriously in any aspect or in any meaning of the word as long as we keep people like Cardi B, Ti, Killer Mike, people like that interviewing presidential candidates and shit. We are a laughing stock in this country. Let's just be honest. It has to start in each of our individual homes and each with each of our individual children, so that when our individual children grow up, they'll be able to pass on they'll be able to pass on new ideologies. They'll be able to be
I
raised they'll be able to raise their children the
Okay,
proper way like we raised them.
I can agree with that. Also,
Mr. Welch,
looking at
Mr.
Francis.
Welch, young man,
Oh, I'm
Naja
sorry.
Welch. The we do have an invite, so you can. The link is dropped. Go ahead. I was just
I
letting
was
them
just
know
gonna.
that the link is dropped. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying that wherever we are right now, whatever we have right now, for some of us, it's kind of too late to go back and be something else. Okay, so
I can see that.
it's kind of like it's kind of like in high school. You had the tryouts for the position, right? Everybody has a position to play. When we send our children off to school, because everybody's not still in the home being trained, and some of them too hard headed to be retrained, if you would. Okay, you got to meet them where they're at. Now, for the ones that's going off to school, y'all got to put back into their mind that they're supposed to be coming back to the community because they still running over there to the white man because he got a better benefit than we do as a community. You got to put them on their mission. That's what I'm saying here. But where we're at right now, apparently we supposed to have enough finance, enough numbers enough intellect, enough God sense, common sense, and all of this stuff to do what we need to do. We need to put it into effect and stop running around here playing with this shit.
Check this out,
That's
guys. I got a mouthful for this one. I got a
go
mouthful. I'm
for it.
about to drop down for this. Watch this. Y'all know the correct. Y'all mean right now we talking about the Kyle kid that shot the 17-year-old, right? This woke up right here. This is another statistic. How is it? How is it he's 17 years old under state law? He killed a pedophile. And people up here racistly defending a predominantly white kid for killing an Antifa member and a pedophile. But what they don't want to admit is that he killed the both of them in the illegal way. You killed them while underage. Therefore, you broke the law. He is a criminal systematically. All systematic paraphrase, period.
Wow.
He is a criminal. That's like,
I
look at Trayvon. But didn't they
Can I
say,
take
but
that?
I
and the
actually agreed
crazy
with
part
that.
was
I admitted
Trayvon
he was
Martin was
underage.
killed off, and that's crazy. Here's the crazy part with Trayvon Martin. Freaking George Zimmerman, the police went and go saying in his case, oh, this is a young underage black kid. He's quote unquote out of control, quote unquote an animal, a quote unquote so-proclaimed racially another racist systematic word, thug. Then all of a sudden, bam, Trayvon Martin dead for nothing, for him being black and defending himself. Ahmaud Arbery killed off for being black and jogging in peace amongst himself. Breonna Taylor shot through her own freaking home by predominantly white cops with no warning, no present warning. So-called lied to about found the wrong. She shouldn't have knew. She shouldn't have knew about that. She was basically in a self-proclaimed wrong house, but it was her own apartment. Free. What's that little kid? What's that kid's name? He Kyle. Here's the crazy thing. This kid, literally 17 years old, predominantly white. The police. He walks up to the police and sits here and just goes forward to the police, and then a bullet gets shot at him. Not 5, not 10, nothing. But that one kid who got shipped to Rikers Island for being lied on about stealing a backpack at 16 years old and black gets tried as an adult. Why? Because he black. Simple as that. He black and he gets shipped to Rikers Island 3.5 years for nothing. For being black and get lied on for stealing a backpack. Then after that, within that 3.5 years, he kills himself. Because guess what? He knows. He shouldn't have experienced that. The Dylan Roof situation shot 9 people. And here's the crazy part, what people don't understand. Dylan Roof was openly placed on a post that I saw where he's been openly admitted to be a full open Trump supporter. The way you can tell by his body language, how he walked to the way he went in and shot all those black worshippers, he did that intentionally. That was an intentional shooting. Straightforward, no debate. He literally sat there and got freaking McDonald's or freaking hamburger, basically rewarded for killing 9 black people in a freaking church. But you telling me, that's like if I was to go out there and shoot nine racist white worshippers. What's the first thing that's gonna happen to me? 8, 9 freaking squad cars, half the freaking SWAT team, the feds out there loaded. Why? Because I'm black. And defend, I'm black and shot a whole bunch of racists. Whom, if that story, at the first end of the story, they approach me in a racist way, and I have the right to defend myself towards racial discretion. How am I wrong? Being black and defending myself. Exactly. It speak for itself. And the crazy thing about it is, what people don't know, that I have people who I know who are white, who ain't even educated to
Yeah,
understand
what's
the
up,
fact
baby?
that, who don't even understand the fact that
What
they
y'all
being
doing?
racist without admitting it. And I just sit here like, what? Really? You will literally sit here and be like, and I'm just like, really? And you know what I'm saying? You got to look back at the fact of how police started. Police wasn't there. Police didn't start off the way they was. They wasn't just all of a sudden here the way they was. People seem to forget through Black history and speak for itself. Police started off as primarily racist white slave contractors systematically. In definition, let me give you the definition too. Definition of the predominantly racist white slave contractors. They were paid by full systematic white racist white slave owners politically all the way down to all the way up to religiously that if black people were to fight in any form of way, for their freedom, verbally and or physically, you would be killed. So guess what? Modern day, today's black people and all these names that have been killed off is today's lynching. That's what these killings is. Today's slave contracted lynchings. Ain't nothing
And the
getting
point of the
done to
matter,
them.
brother, let me
Can I
say something,
respond to
brother.
that?
Let me say something real quick and you can have it. I'm going to say one quick thing. And the point of the matter today is that we still ain't willing to die for nothing.
You're speaking so much of the truth and facts, young lady. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's willing to die for anything. All we doing is jibber jabbing, and we're not brave enough to stand up to this. Just like Brother Dizzle Gang said, where's all the thugs? They want to be thugs and murder our own people, and they want to stand up and be bad in the hood. But when it comes down to these bad police who really doing the foul stuff, you don't see them balls. And it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? You guys, all of you guys on the panel are on fire today. Brother Drizzle Game, I think you want to respond to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything you were saying, brother. But you lost me. You lost me at Dylan Roof. The reason why I say you lost me with Dylan Roof is because personally, and this is coming from me, personally, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, he got the death penalty. Fuck that Burger King they bought him. He's gonna die for what he did. So I don't care what the cops could have took him to Chuck E. Cheese for all I give a damn. He's gonna die for what he did. That's his sentence. Now, in regards to everybody else, I hate to say it, just like I told Brother Peanut earlier. When you get into these situations with these cops, shut the fuck up. If you feel like the cops are out to get you, like everybody say they are, why antagonize them? Why give them a reason to have to pull you out the car? Why give them a reason to have to pull their gun out? Why go back and forth with them unnecessarily? If they stop you and ask you for your ID, give them your damn ID. You want to know what Philando Castile fucked up at? Philando Castile died because he told the cop he had a gun in the car, and the cop wanted to play a deadly game of Simon Says. If Philando Castile would have told him, hey, I got a gun in the car, I'll feel more comfortable if you let me get out. So that way you don't think I'm reaching for nothing. Philando Castile will be here right now today.
That's not necessarily true, dog. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I say that's not true. Because it's been multiple times I've been pulled over with my weapon in the car, and guess what? I'm left-handed, so my weapon is always on my left-hand side. Plus, I sit on my driver license. I get pulled over, and he did everything right. He told the police he had a license to carry and everything. Same thing I do, but
Exactly.
so
Philando Castile was killed. He got killed in the line of order for doing what the officer told him anyway. And he
Y'all
got
missed what
shot
I
for
said.
doing it. He
Y'all
got
missed the
shot for
point.
doing it.
Y'all missed the
I
point.
heard you
Y'all
when you
missed the
said the
point I
cop
was
on your.
making.
I heard you when you said the cop on your plate. Simon Says, "Yeah, I get that part, but at the end of the day, he didn't have to get out of his own vehicle. All he did what he was supposed to do already when he notified
And
the
there you
police and told him, I
and there
got
you
a weapon
go.
in here. I got a weapon in here. I'm licensed to carry." He gave him his concealed license and his driver license, and his wife gave him her driver license. it was the dickhead cop at the time. He just felt like he wanted to flex his muscles. He was already probably going through something. Khalil caught him at a bad. He caught him at a bad time, and he was amped up on his feelings being hurt or whatever he was already going
Brother,
through,
But there
and
you go.
saying
We're arguing semantics again. We're arguing semantics. You said you understood the point that I was making, but the actual point I was making was do what you need to do to get home. You
exactly. But
know these cops. You
you
know
can
these
still
cops
do
are
all that.
tripping.
You can do
Listen,
all
you
that,
know
bro.
these cops are
You can do
tripping.
all that too. You can do all that too. Respect them and
well,
everything. You
well,
can do all that too. And you
but
can do all
I
that
gotta
right,
ask
and
y'all
you
two
still
this
can get your
question. I
ass
gotta,
bust.
brother Five, bro, full brother and brother Driss game. These are this is a question I gotta ask both of y'all. You gotta remember there was a brother that was the cops got the wrong name. The brother gave the license to him. The brother was nice, said, "Hey, yes, sir." I get. He did all that, and they broke his arm. They slammed the brother on without the facts.
I saw
They
that
broke the
video,
brother
and I
You talk
saw
arm.
about
that video.
They
you talk
slammed
about
the.
the you talk
They
about the
slammed.
gay guy on the side of the highway.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
But
saw that
he
video.
ready, gay, whatever. He still was a brother. I mean, at the end of the day, he was slammed
Well,
And,
I
and
on the
mean,
guess what?
ground.
I
He
mean,
was
there's
my
there's more than one video like that. That's why I said the gay guy on side. There's more than one video like that. That's why I said it.
but the trip part about it, the police, the police knew they fucked up
I'm just
because the first
saying,
thing
they got situations, man.
the police knew they fucked up because when he
Majority of
said
every situation, here's the fact. Majority of every situation I've seen via video is crazy. Majority of each video has been the police primarily starting the stuff. Even when we do comply. When we comply in some cases, it's been too many multiple cases to where we even though we still comply the right way, we still get shot.
I had to disagree
We
with
still
that.
get shot. We comply. We get shot.
it's a
We do
whole
what's
bunch of white
told.
shit
Get
in
shot.
here.
You can
Mixed with
disagree with it,
with a
but
little juice,
that
but
is
there's a
the
bunch of rice
reality.
type some top shelf shit. My neighbor selling for like $6. These hoes be potent. They say a little bit of juice
Oh
in
boy,
here.
hey, look,
And
let me mute
is
your
what
mic.
people don't understand about
Eh,
this,
eh,
about police killing blacks,
let's go back
primarily
to
is what?
the two
Genetic
sisters,
superiority.
little
This is the
brother,
conversation
little
nobody's
brother,
ready for.
little brother. Let's go back to the sisters. I want to hear their comments. Go ahead, all sisters. Go ahead. Oh, that is let's go with brother. I mean, sister Purple. Go ahead.
You can disagree with it if you want to. The reality is that whether you comply or not, they are killing you, period. When you're not understanding the psychopathy of these people who want to murder a black person, some people only sign up for the department to do just that. And they have had a history of excessive force.
I can agree with that, but it's not all the
This
cops
is
though.
nothing new. So having the conversation about comply, don't comply, we need to get beyond that and deal with how are we going to hold people accountable? What are we willing to accept? What we are not willing to accept any longer. We need to be plain about who we are and what we're willing to take. Because, like I keep going back to the original point, people will only take you as seriously as you take yourself. The way that you allow others to treat you, you are saying it's okay for them to treat you that way. So if you're not taking yourself seriously, you're making it perfectly clear to anybody else that they don't take
Ooh.
you seriously either.
Please let me respond to that. You say we okay. First and foremost, I'm gonna address something that you said earlier. If you don't like it, stop calling the police. We need to police our own neighborhoods. We need to do this. We need to do this job ourselves.
That's it.
That way, if you take the white man out of it, you be that black cop. That way, when you get body slammed on the ground or RKO'd, it came from a nigga like you. We need to be that black district attorney,
That can,
so that when we
but,
go to
look.
jail,
Hey,
it
that
was
can
because of a
happen,
nigga
brother
like
Drizzle
you.
gang,
We
brother Drizzle gang. I don't know if you follow the channel enough to know that I talk about us indigenous people in
and I have talked this multiple times. I said that we need to form our own politics. We have to form our
We
own
do.
police, and we have to separate ourselves when it comes, because for those who won't protect us, we have to protect ourselves. And
Yes,
I
we
have
do.
no
We have to do
problem
this. We have
with
to do
us
this
getting
ourselves.
people. Yes, we got to do it ourselves because it's going to continuously be this way. Because a lot of us are complaining, but a lot of us are not signing up to be police officers. Okay. A lot of us are not trying to work in our own communities and districts and learn some of these young kids that are being ratchet, as we may say that we look. Because I've seen some of your videos, and I have told you I like your content. So I have told you that expose for us to get better, we got to expose us, because we have to go through the problem of what's causing us to be the damage that has been going on generation and generations. 400 years of dislike for each other. We have to overcome that part. Let's go to the other sister, Navas, and then you can respond to her. Go ahead, Sister Navas.
Okay, Peanut, I do agree with you on that. We do need to police our own. I agree with the other brother, brother Drizzle, and I can't see who's saying what because I'm driving. Um, that's what it's only until we start to take the whole concept of what it takes to run a government and civilization, come together as one, that we can go to an international stage. Let's set that aside. Um, you took a lot of my points, Peanut. You really did. Both of y'all did. Uh,
Well, can I just say one thing?
what does it take? Here it is. Let me say this real quick. What is okay? First of all, they violated every treaty, every law, this, that, and the other. So a point that I wanted to make from earlier is while you're saying he's licensed to carry, we also know that they tried to keep us from having weapons and guns and stuff like this and firearms and stuff like that.
That's right.
They wanted to disarm us. All right. So we have to address that in one aspect so that we can all protect ourselves on that level if they're going to be out there doing what they're doing on that level. Okay.
But Sister Navas, the
Um,
Constitution wasn't written for
let me
us,
hold
right?
up my other point.
All right, go ahead.
That's my second point. Let me give you my second point. Okay. The second point is that the first law is the law of nature, divine law. Nothing trumps it. After that, you have edicts, and after that, you have ceremonies and customs. We are so far down out of divine law, it ain't even funny. Okay, because we have a right to protect ourselves. So to say that we can't, or when we try to, they do this, that, and the other, it tells us right to our face that we've already fallen out of divine law, universal law, and nature's law. Okay, so we have to go back to that area. If they have a right to do it and they came on our shores, they have a right to do it if they're in our communities. They're legislating stuff against us. We have the same doggone right. But we can't get to an international venue playing tribes and hoods and colors. It's a class action lawsuit out there for us on an international venue that can be used. But on a local level, what does it take to be, what sanctions a police officer or a police department? And if they did it, can you do it? I mean, the Black Panthers did it, but they didn't do it the same way I'm talking about. Y'all need to get suited and booted in your communities. Okay? When they talk about the European and how the European deals with things, when they start to deal with things, they will objectify it. Well, and this is where your discrimination comes in. The reason why we can't even have a win on discrimination is because they objectify it. They look at this one situation over here in this city or this state or this person or this department or whatever it is, so that it'll never come together as a collective. They're still keeping us divided along those lines. They objectify it. So when we start to complain about it, start to talk about it, discuss it, debate about it like we're doing now, we're doing the same doggone thing. Trevon, Trayvon Martin, uh, Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, Philandro Castile. This is still us objectifying little bitty pockets of shit that's really happening on a collective, but we're not looking at it from the right venue. You got to get above this shit. Excuse my language. So that's just my take on it right there. Okay? Every right they have, we have to have the same right because we need human rights, not civil rights. Okay? We should be licensing our own, identifying our own, not running to them for everything. That's why I walk in where the Moors walk in at, because that's what they're trying to tell everybody. We say Aboriginal, Indigenous, but we ain't even saying that we got a real right to a name and a nationality. That's how we get on the international scene. So I'm going to come down again because, I'm going to bounce down. But y'all can have it from here.
I totally agree with what you're saying. And there needs to be accountability for those who we choose to allow to police our areas. Because all skinfolk and kinfolk, there's a plenty of people who are blacking out outside and very much against their own people on the inside. So we have to be mindful of that as well. We have to do better than sit up here arguing about whether or not we deserve to be treated like a human being.
You're
That
absolutely
should
right,
not
mother.
even be a conversation.
You're
Which is
absolutely right.
why they don't respect us. Because people think when they say
Okay,
all these
brother
things
Juicy Gang, you
about,
wanted to reflect. Go ahead.
You know why they don't respect us? Because again, like I said earlier, we're talking about a group of people that can't stop killing themselves. We got people like T.I., Killer Mike, Cardi B speaking for us. Anytime somebody could interview a presidential candidate and the first thing come out their mouth is I just want Trump out of office, you know the interview is gonna go left. This woman focused on free college. Let me tell you a fact. Blacks have the lowest high school graduation rate in the country. That's free. If we as a collective don't take high school seriously, what makes you think we're going to take free college seriously? You know who's going to take free college seriously? White folk. And that's only going to increase the generational wealth gap. I said that to say we don't take ourselves seriously. That's why I said we need to focus on our homes first. Raise our own kids up properly and right and in better environments. Too many times in the Black community, our children are raised to be adults before their times, like 10-year-olds taking care of babysitting they 1-year-old, 2-year-old sister or brother or something like that. Our kids grow up too fast. Our kids need to be kids. We need to have more nuclear homes. And over the course of some generations, it ain't gonna happen with us. Damn sure not gonna happen next generation in regards to our children. But some generations down the line, we'll be able to team up as a collective and be able to actually start policing our neighborhoods and doing this the right way as a Black people. But until then, it's not happening. We could sit up here and argue semantics. We could argue facts. It's not going to happen. This day and age, it's just not. We're praying for a pipe dream right now.
If anybody wants to let Brother Rainstorm in after you get your say, let Brother Rainstorm come in so he can get a say. Because right now I have not upgraded my StreamYard to be able to get 8 yet. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get Brother Rainstorm.
I was
All
actually
right,
about
Brother
to jump
Rainstorm.
in. They left
Go
off.
on. We've been waiting patiently.
Hey, you know what? This is a tight topic, and salute to everybody on the panel and everybody inside the chat, right? And I just want, because it keeps cutting me off. The damn thing telling me, oh, you need to be closer to the router. So I went downstairs. I'm sitting right next to the damn thing, right? And it still cut me off. So I said I gave up, right? But yeah, man. You don't. I mean, you got Mexican gangs. I was stationed in California, right, when I was in the Marine Corps back in 1990. You got Filipino gangs. And all that. You don't see them gunning them motherfuckers down, and they do some shit. You know, God forbid, bring up what's the name of them? The Southern. I forgot the name of the title of them, but it's something 13. Them niggas
MS-13.
running prisons. Yeah. They doing all that kind of shit, but you don't see them gunning them the fuck down. They doing the same shit, if not worse. They cutting niggas up and put them in trunks and shit. Why come you don't see that? You know what I'm talking
Peter, go ahead
about?
and take this video down since we mentioned before one of us come up missing.
Damn. These motherfuckers, and then you got the triads out of Japan or China. You don't see them gunning them up. You know why? Because that's my cousin. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers is moving more dope, guns, Mexican gangs, all them. They doing a lot of shit. My favorite movie, and I mean, this just me, y'all, in a fantasy way, is Training Day. Lonzo took that nigga, that white boy, to a Mexican gang to kill him. Why come they ain't rushing them? You see what I'm saying? I mean, all this is like, you know what? Get these niggas up off their land, and we'll go from here. You see what I'm saying? Like we got these fake $5 Indians who ain't nothing but Mexican and Chinese, you know, all that good shit, whatever the fuck they are. But they ain't us. They doing all kinds of shit. I had a couple of Indian, so-called, right, $5 Indian friends in the Marine Corps back in 1990 to 90, you know, up when I came out. And they always talking about the Reds. They always talking about, oh, and the Reds is this bad, da, 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 right? But y'all got benefits and shit. You know, I mean, come on, stop the fuck shit. I mean, enough is enough, which goes back to what the brother was talking about earlier while I was listening in. This is designed to be this way. I can kill you, but you ain't. Why come you ain't doing these Chinese motherfuckers like that? And these Arabs and every other foreigner that's over here. You trying to tell me these motherfuckers don't do nothing? They just walk in a straight line?
Brother
Bullshit.
Rainstorm, I gotta ask you this question while you're on here,
Go ahead, bro.
because the fact is, they look and I hear people saying that black people put their own self in their problems and such and such and such.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is why everybody else is not dying.
Because they getting the breaks. Like right now, I'm in Nashville, right? You can go anywhere in Nashville, and I like the brother was saying, the same as yourself and brother Real Rap. I drove trucks for the last 15 years. Been to goddamn near every city it is. And guess what? All these foreign motherfuckers got hotels, restaurants, and like here in Nashville, you got a whole of Mexico. And you just got her. You see what I'm saying? Like
Woo!
if I go downtown and say, hey, I want to open up a bar and grill or whatever, grocery store, you know, oh, your credit fucked up. But this nigga just got her. And you just said her. There you go. And y'all got communities all through this motherfucker. This just Nashville. Which Peanut, I
And
know
it's
you
supposed to be
drive.
your lane.
Yeah. And you using my shit on my land. And then come up with some kind of excuse. Oh, your credit ain't right, or this going on, or that's going on. You know, you find any excuse not to give me shit. I remember we was little. We used to have little corner stores back home in St. Louis that was run by our people. And my grandma, that's when I could go get cigarettes from my grandma. I was like, what, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. Oh, yeah, how you doing? Miss Helen want it? And they'll give you the goddamn cigarettes and put it on a credit. Mr. Cash, these are white folks. Well, some of them was, but the majority of them was us. I could go as a little boy and go get my grandma her favorite soda, her 7 Up and all that, and get her Pall Malls, right? And then bring the shit back home. Can't do it now. And they always say this. This is what I fucking hate. Every time you go in the store, they so friendly, right? They be like, hey, my brother, how you doing, my brother? Yeah. How you get a fucking store and you just got her? How? Because it's systemized.
And
Same
that's what
way
I
we was
told
talking.
you. That's what I told you, my brother, about
Yeah.
Africans who come here. These Africans get way more benefits than we do.
Mm-hmm.
And our blood sweat on this land, on the backs of us, the slavery, from everything that we've been put through.
Yep.
And you look at these Africans, and I got so pissed off when this lady was talking about blacks are lazy.
Yeah.
When
They'll say that
she can
quick.
sit
They'll say that
there
real
and
quick,
her
Peanut.
country is colonized. Her country is
Right.
colonized.
Yeah, okay. If your country is so rich and so great, I was listening to Phoenix live the other day. Oh, they diamonds and they this and they that. Why are you leaving? If your country is so good, and I've heard Empress Holden and a lot of our people, if your country is so great, why are you leaving it to come over here? Because you're lying, you bastard. And then you get over here, they start you a whole new, you know what I'm saying? They start you cocksucker, you. Man, look, it pisses me off because right now I ain't got no criminal record, none of that, and but they'll run that goddamn Social Security number. That's why I got the fuck away from it. You see what I'm saying? I got me an EIN, and when you get your EIN number, which is free, you go right on the IRS website and say, I want to, everything's business. That's what our people don't understand, which goes back to what the brother was talking about as far as shooting a brother in the back or all the stupid shit they do to us, which is out of fucking control. Because you're property, nigga. You're not doing business. Everything is contracts and business. And when you turn yourself into a business, that's why everybody keeps saying, oh, Donald Trump didn't show his taxes and did it because he's a business. He turned his name into a business. That way you can't fuck
And
with the living
he's
man.
a business, and he's a business, and we still slaves.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Because that's what you're telling
Exactly.
me. That's what you're telling me
Yeah.
right now. You're telling me that's what you're saying.
Yes.
And
And
these are the things that I be so upset with.
Our people don't know that though,
Is the
Peanut.
fact that
Our people don't know.
and they give and they take it. They give and they take it.
Yeah. And I mean, the brother. I understand what the brother was saying earlier, and I understand it, but nobody's telling us. You first of all, man, it's not that deep, but it's hard to tell our people that. You see what I'm saying? Like you take your name and all that, you get all that shit back to you, and then you put a buffer up, right? Saying, guess what? I got a DBA, I got a EIN number. You don't want shit to come back to the living man or woman at all. That way, and you don't need no fucking lawyer to speak for you. It's like, no, I'm standing here in front of you. Oh, where do you live? Right now, I'm living in front of your ass. I live in my body. I need to give you an address, which gonna put me back up under your fucking jurisdiction and shit. And that's how they do you. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But I understand what the brother was saying as far as the brother reaching in the car and doing it. I mean, here I am, right? As young as I am, but I was told that by my aunties and uncles. Hey, if you get pulled over,
Oh, you ain't been young. You ain't been young in a while.
But I'm just saying, I was told that as a child. When I first got my driver's license and shit at 16, my aunties and uncles used to tell me, don't have all your buddies in the car with you, all that kind of stuff. And okay, don't do that, don't do this. They're not telling them white children that. They're not telling the Mexican children that, and so on and so on else. Are you trying to say we so fucking bad?
When we get a chance, we want to get Sister Novice back on some kind of way we know.
Okay,
What else is
go ahead. I digress.
No, I didn't
I
tell
can
you to
go
go
back
anywhere.
down and chat. That's no problem.
No, you go ahead on, Sister Purple. You go ahead.
The whole thing on the matter is we have to attack the issue from several different points. There's a lot of things that are being done. People say the laws aren't made for you. That's just not true. They are made for you. That's why just about everything you do becomes criminalized because they're making laws to specifically come after you. And this isn't new. The
That's
whole truancy thing came about because, oh, I'm hearing a backlash. I don't know who that's coming from, but anyway, the whole truancy thing came about after slavery was quote unquote over with. And these people were no longer working for the white man. And they basically were saying that everybody had to have a job, including the female, even though it was okay when the female was taking care of their kids, but they didn't want us to take care of our own. There are a lot of things that have been done to be detrimental to the Black community. And we need to be aware of it in order to change it. And we also need to actually pay attention to people's actions. Everybody loves Bill and Hillary Clinton, and they were one of the most destructive things in the Black community. The whole term super predator came from Hillary Clinton. And
ain't no
that
everybody like them. Not the
so
spell.
we need to stop being swayed by little ceremonial trinkets that they give us, like the whole Kamala Harris thing. Just because somebody is skin folk, don't make them kinfolk. We have had a history of having our own quote unquote skin folk not look out for us. So we need to go by people's actions, what they're doing, the records. We need to make ourselves knowledgeable. Because, like Jesus said, people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. When you know better, you do better. And we have to start getting to the point where we know what we're dealing with. The same way that the CIA and the alphabet boys study their enemies to know how they move and how to deal with their enemies. We have to have the same
But
mindset.
but my thing is, and I agree with you, but my thing is, it doesn't matter, like Brainstorm saying, creating wealth. It doesn't matter how much wealth you create, them crackers is not going to let you catch up to them. And in their eyes, you're going to always be a nigga to
Because
them.
somebody
It's
made the
not
room just for
about
a second
letting
so Sister
you
Java
do
come in.
anything. Your ancestors didn't let them decide what they were going to do. They went out there and did what they had to do. Black Wall Street wasn't formed because they were allowed to do it. Your ancestors decided they were going to do it, and they did it. This whole let them bullshit needs to be put to an end.
And to build off of what Sister Purple talking about, how do okay, we can bring up the solution, which you're totally right. All of us been talking about the right stuff, but it's like, uh, how do I do it? You make your shit and you put yourself on public record saying, "Hey, motherfucker, if you touch me, this what's gonna happen." And the whole everybody know. As long as I don't do what the sister was saying earlier, and we was talking about in the chat, common law, the law of God, law of nature, right? Did you kill anybody? No. Did I hurt anybody? No. Did I steal or destroy your property? No. Leave me the fuck alone then. Oh, you went through a stop sign. Fuck you. What? That's a rule. That's not a law. When I did go through that stop sign, you see what I'm saying? When I went through that stop sign, maybe I didn't see it, or maybe I was looking, whatever. Right? I'm just saying. Oh, but you broke a rule, but that's not the law. You're making up, and I mean, the so-called laws, which ain't nothing but statutes, codes, and ordinances. That book is thick as a goddamn yellow pages. Who's reading through that motherfucker? Nobody. You're making up shit as you go along. Every year we got a new law. And as far as the truck drivers that go, that's on the panel in the chat, y'all know DOT, but they can do that as far as DOT goes because you're making money on the highway. Uber driver,
Yeah,
18
DOT
wheeler,
full of shit.
they full of man, boy. You know.
And I just want to break it. If anybody willing to give Sister Novice opportunity to come on in, let her in.
I'll drop
They
off,
said
brother. I
over
just wanted to say that. I
No,
just
you
wanted
can
to say that.
explain it. I got it.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is a, and our people just feed into the dumb shit. Oh, they call me. I gotta go to court. I gotta do this, or da da da, whatever. Right, nigga? That's like me coming in your house telling you what to do. Oh no, no, no. Purple. Brother Peanut, you need to move the couch over here and look better, nigga. You at my house,
Right. Let
but
me
the
take this.
rule, but yeah,
Let me
and then you
let me
All right,
making
take this.
rules.
we got 69. Go ahead, 69.
Go ahead.
Okay, like I said, I'm sorry, I might be having a little feedback here. But like I said earlier, the first one is divine law. The second one is an edict. The third one is custom and ceremony. When the brother talks about rules, ordinances, and statutes, they're down on the bottom end of that, okay? But understand this, a, a rule of law cannot be a rule of law if you don't know it. I know they tell you, I know they tell you, and I might be saying that a little bit off, but they tell you that no, if you don't know the law, that's no excuse, right?
Yeah, ignorance of the law. Go ahead, sis.
Ignorance, okay. But those aren't laws. Like he said, the book is how thick? Did,
Goddamn yellow pages.
okay, now did they, while they forced us to go into their school systems, did they make sure we spent 12 years to learn all these statutes, codes, rules, and regulations?
No,
So
ma'am.
what they're doing, no, they didn't. So so what they're doing is they're doing adhesion contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need to become familiar with contract law. And I'm getting feedback.
That's me. Let me cut off.
Okay, so he's absolutely correct in that. I wanted to put this out here when y'all were talking about African and not every um skin folk is your kinfolk, and it's really interesting that we just lost the brother who played in the movie Wakanda. See, when I watched that movie, I was starting a job working for some people from Sierra Leone. Now, if you see my phone number, if you know me personally, you know that my phone number is out of Texas. When I went for my interview sitting in a restaurant with these people, this person from Sierra Leone had the nerve to say, "Welcome to Texas. And did you see Wakanda?" And start going all crazy about, look how bad we are. And I said, the only difference between you and us is y'all got to keep y'all land. So they'll come telling me, welcome to a corporation, Texas, because you don't even know the original name of the place.
Yes, yes. Tell that. Tell that,
You
sis.
know,
Tell
no,
that.
you need to tell them. You need to tell them because from all the way down to Brazil, all the way up, I don't think they really understand what them people used to look like. Okay, and I think and they had a lot of Spanish Afro Black Americans, our Afro Black people down there, and they hide them off in Mexico. Mexicans, the real Mexicans were black people, and a lot of people don't know that. If they really go, they hide them off. They be way far in the island somewhere, way far away, but they're not seen. And I have seen what they look like, and they have admitted that these people were dark complected people.
Right,
So
Peanut.
we have to understand that not just when we talk about Aboriginal people, we're talking about the Moors, or we talk not just us. Don't you realize in Europe, even in Europe, there were melanated black people. All
Right,
the original person, even in China, they hide their black people. See,
right.
what
Can
happens
I help you?
is black. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Um, the last thing that I stumbled across for my channel was uh, the dictionary on race and peoples. When you look in there and start reading through who these people are, what two names are going to come up, and you guys should already know them. Carl Linnaeus and somebody Blumenbach. They had no business classifying people because they didn't have the intellect or the common sense for it. Basically, they had their own agenda, which goes right into eugenics. However, when you look in there, you'll find some of those people that you're talking about that are dark skinned, okay, are reclassified not because of their skin color, but because of their language, because of their hair features, if it's straight or if it's woolly, or the size of their nose, okay, the size of their and shape of their head. So this is the way they use to divide us, so to speak. Now, to dovetail on that, I delivered a load, picked up a load down in Corpus Christi, Texas. I don't speak Spanish. I took it in seventh and eighth grade, but I don't speak it. Okay. The brother that was down there was like, he kind of liked what he saw. Let's just put it like that. And he was like, "You Mexican?" I was like, "No, but my people are probably from here." He said, "Ah, you Mexican." Okay. But I don't look Mexican, do I? Or maybe I do. Because we're the same people. We've been divided. That's why we have to look globally at who we are. When we do that, stuff will get right. Because on their side of the aisle, just like we got work to do on our side of the aisle from the sellout ones that's been over here on this side doing shit in our name, they got people on their side that's been doing shit in their name. When you talk about this young brother, the 17-year-old that went and shot these folks. Now, from what I gathered, correct me if I'm wrong, the people that he shot were the pale skin or a white person or however you want to say that. I'm not okay. Um Somebody open their mic. And so I'm not saying, yeah, they should go kill each other. I'm not saying that we should kill them either. I know what I said earlier. I meant what I said earlier. But the point of the matter is within their own group, they have infighting. And when you look at us as a people, when you look at the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, okay, the French and Indian War, a couple other wars, if you want to add them in there, we've jumped into too much shit that wasn't our business. We need to get on our side of the aisle and do what the hell we're supposed to do for us because we're related.
Yeah,
We're
and
family.
shout out to our Hawaiian brothers and sisters that follow us also. That we have a great following. I want to salute Smiles 808 and Gavas in Hawaii. They're definitely family in my book. They are definitely family.
Indeed, brother.
And I want people to yes, and another thing I want people to understand is that when you hear me talking about certain groups, like especially when it comes down to the Spanish people, there's a lot of um, jealousy and hatred towards melanated black people for whatever reason. They have some of them that love us, and they got some of them that can't stand us. And I have met them. I have met them and tried to figure out a lot with them, and tried to figure out, what is their problem. And I done actually a video. If you guys take a chance, check out the video. It was they had a game war in Chicago, Illinois, and it was melanated black people, and it was the game laws out there in Chicago. There was the Mexican laws. They was fighting for areas and protecting their grounds, whatever. But what I got out of it in my comment section is they believe, they have this big arrogance about themselves, and they look at us down to us. Now we talking about two of the lowest classes in the eyesight of the white man are battling with each other on who is who. So I just want you to understand that there's a lot of them people that are Spanish, not all, that has a lot of envy towards melanated black people. And I never understood why, because first of all, a lot of us have been enslaved and punished on our own land. And they asked to come over here. Now, they were able to walk over here, but the original Spaniards, the original people from Spain was not from Mexico. Okay. And I want people to understand that all them people down there in Mexico did not come from Mexico. Okay, so and I want you to be, if you know anything what I'm talking about, you can be able to ask me questions on that, Sister Novice. But I don't believe every last one of them come from Mexico. A lot of them was the security. They were security for the white man in Europe. But I want
I
you
would
to
agree.
dialogue on that for a second.
I would
But
agree with you on that because you also have to look at the difference between Spain and Portugal. Okay, you have to look at the difference between France and Spain. Okay, you have to also understand that Spain wasn't called Spain until after the Moors left. It was on Andalus. Okay, you have to understand that they collected or um which we should have went this way as well, and we didn't. We stuck with English for the most part. Okay, we got locked into English. That's why they can come in and out, this, that, and the other, because they're controlling us through the language. That's another thing that they use. We were supposed to learn Spanish because those are our family members too. All right. Um, and so they just galvanized around a language. I don't know a lot about them, but I know in terms of what you say, there may, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but from what I've heard, there's a group called Ladino, and then there's another group called Latino. You got to look at the difference between the two. But when you say some of them were security for the European, yes, they were.
that is
Okay.
exactly correct. Exactly correct.
Okay. And then on the term, what you were talking about as far as Hawaii was concerned, you guys need to see what's going on with Hawaii because they're fighting back for their national character. That's what we need to do. It's a good litmus test, or not litmus test, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a good example of what we need to do. Ask your Hawaiian brothers what's going on over there.
I want to say this real quick, sis. First of all, we watching Dragon Ball Z, the cartoon, right? And what they do when they power up, they say Hamea Mea. They throwing the shit right in your face. And who was the original king of Hawaii? King Hamea Mea, Dark Brother. You see what I'm saying? Before the Samoa and all that stuff, right? There was King Hamea Mea. And that's what these characters are saying on this fucking cartoon that our children watch. I watched it too because I got, my imagination is vivid. They power up. They nigga, I'm taking your shit in your face. They
Okay.
power up off of that. They showing you in the damn. It's a fucking Japanese
Yeah.
anime.
A
You
lot of
know.
the stuff that they're doing, they're putting it right in your face, like you say. It's hidden in plain sight, but we ain't looking. And the point of natural law, if you would, and I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly on this part, is that
You are. You are.
based
Go ahead.
based on it, based on it, they have to tell you what they're doing. It's your job to catch it. One of the things that we got screwed out of is we forgot the symbolism of our ancestors. We forgot the language of our ancestors. See, we're
Yes,
sitting up there
ma'am.
going, let me give you an example of how we forget stuff, right? It's some brothers on this panel and there's some sisters on this panel, right? And they call you Mister, right? Mr. So and so, right? And if I'm married, they call me Mrs.,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Our ancestors didn't have any vowels in some of their languages, so they only had the consonants. So Mr. MRS, or I'm sorry, Mrs. Mr. is MR, right? Now go back and look at my avatar. Take out the two doggone O's in the middle of that. We don't realize our own symbolism.
Go ahead. I'm listening. We all listening. Go ahead, sis. I'm just sitting back, being the cut. Go ahead.
Okay? It's all there if we open our eyes and actually see it. The other one, if you guys get a chance, watch a movie called Queen. It's the one of the last queens that was over there in Hawaii. Look at that movie. Understand what they did. That young sister was mixed. If she would have been over here in the States, she would have been a mulatto or a mestizo. But she was over there. She was mixed with a European person, which kind of allowed them to take her away from where she was, take her somewhere else while they were trying to get that land over there. You got to watch the psychology of that movie.
Same way with Pocahontas. Same thing.
Yes.
You know, and here's another great YouTube thing to look at. It's a video called "The Origin of Religion," right?
Okay.
Man, and it's a white boy that's narrating it. It's great. It's a great. It's like in different parts. It's like 8 parts, I guess. You know how they break stuff down. And Darkman talked about this. The average person, when you watch a video, they keep it up under 15 minutes because not everybody now, mind you, they mind will drift off like, oh, this shit too long, but within 15 minutes, each episode is around 15 minutes or so. But the very first and second episodes, he break down Jesus, all that, what, all that cool stuff. And that was one of the first ones I kind of seen. This is like 3 years ago. It's called The
Hey, Sister
Origin of
Smiles,
Religion.
Sister Smiles want to come on. So whoever want to give up a spot just to let her come on in.
I
Joe
drop
Bell.
off. Oh, however y'all want to do it, bro.
Okay, bro. Let me take it from there.
Okay,
You
we
said
got.
the origin of religion. Let me throw you over to one. I think it's called Hollywoodism. It tells you how they formulated Hollywood in their own mindset to make this perfect world.
And what is the word holly, sis? The wood holly, the
Holly.
word holly. You you
Mm-hmm.
you you hip to that?
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay,
can't
go
remember
ahead.
all the details, but
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you look
go
at
ahead.
it, Hollywood is the same as them making Disneyland, a world within a world. But we sit up and watch the TV, watch what they're portraying, and they don't portray us in the proper light because they're creating another narrative off of what was originally there. It's just another step from your origin of religion. Okay, the book Carolina Genesis tells you who the real Sephardic Jews were, the secret Jews were. They end up being the Lenni Lenape. The book, the Africans who wrote the Bible, tells you how they codified that shit over there. But but there was 28 Christ, if I remember correctly, and there's a whole bunch of mythology that you need to break down to understand what they're doing to you so that you can gain your own shit back. Excuse my language. I'm gonna
No,
mute
you
my
you
phone. I'm
you
getting
you
ready to go
you
through the
totally correct.
things.
You totally correct. But I mean, even when they
Okay,
break down, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
no, I just wanted to let Smiles on. Good.
Hey, can everybody hear me? Okay.
I can
Yes,
Aloha,
hear
ma'am.
you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to speak a little bit on Hawaii, what you guys were saying. Rainstorm, you're right about King Kamehameha. He was our last king that united all the islands. And what Sister was talking about, that was Queen Lili, sorry, Liliu o Kalani is the queen that she's talking about. Um, she was taken, imprisoned. Our language was taken away, our land was taken away. Um, we couldn't speak Hawaiian, we couldn't do nothing. We were imprisoned, we were beat, everything. Now, today, we're still fighting for that, but we will never destroy our land. So, what she's saying is correct. We all gotta come together, even in other states. You got to come together, and once you mass together, the numbers will grow and people will start listening. So, for instance, over here, we're not only fighting, continue fighting for our land, but we have the highest peak mountain, which is Mauna Kea. Now, they want to build a whole big, huge telescope that you guys all probably heard about because it was, national news. People all over the world is coming over, sharing support from everywhere. You got Tahiti, you got Canada, you got everybody in the United States and that's not in the United States coming over, bringing their flags in support to not desecrate our mountain. Now that's the last mountain that we get water from. So, and it's also very sacred to the Hawaiians, where we have, our ancestors buried. It's the top peak of the mountain where you can reach our, speak to our ancestors, reach the higher power, and do what we need to. But They can't do anything now and they're still trying to progress it, but they can't really do anything is because we're fighting back. But we're fighting back together as a whole. And if everybody takes that into context and start doing that instead of fighting each other, they're gonna have to listen. Take all the fighting away, and you got to fight for what you believe in, but fight together, one love, one power, and you guys are actually, everybody is going to be reaching everything, and this is the time to do it, is now. And that's how we feel as well.
And just to piggyback off of what you just said, sis, uh, fuck right, right. I mean, one thing, DJ Gambler, Copper Hot Step, Empress Copper Fox, and them, our people over in London, right? They, one thing, this was like 2 years ago. DJ Gambler, cool brother, bliss to him, right? He said, "Man, we just waiting on y'all to wake up in the
Mhm.
Americas." That's it. I mean, but our
Yep.
people is so drawn into, oh, Empire coming on the football game and dumb shit. Is what it really is. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Pittsburgh fan. I love the Steelers ever since I was a little boy. But I know now it's
And I'm a
entertainment.
Saints
It's just
fan.
go ahead.
And I'm a Saints fan. I still cheer for my Saints, but I still make
Yeah.
time.
And hey, Peanut, I got a
I still make
girlfriend.
time, but and
Yeah.
I know how to eliminate the world. I know how to eliminate the world and focus on my people.
Yeah, yeah, and you're 110% right. I got an old girlfriend of mine, and me and her to this day is very cool. After Katrina hit, that's how I met her because I moved to Nashville. She was in Nashville, yada yada yada, right? And now she's back down there. But guess what? When I moved around, I went back to Jackson, Tennessee. Or I came back here to Nashville or whatever, or went home to St. Louis. She'll come see me. Great woman. You know what I'm saying? Pure heart, all that, right? But she's a big Saints fan, and we talk shit when they play against each other, the Saints and the Steelers or whatever, right? But that's entertainment. We're having fun. We like how we're talking now. I'm not talking like this every day, because first of all, we can't talk to our people like that every day.
Mhm.
Like, nigga, what do you want? What are you talking about? Indians and all the cool shit that then came up we's rapping about, right? You can't talk to everybody that way because they don't get it. You know, I
Brother
was talking to my
Brainstorm,
mama.
you have to understand. You got to understand that. And could you mute your mic just for a second? Because you're good. I just want to tell you this. Okay, Brother Storm, you have to understand that for many years, when I was put in school, and they have told so many years of them brainwashing my mind, of just telling me I'm one sided, that telling me that I was a slave. They teach our kids to be slaves. They put it mentally in our mind. The greatest thing about your life is slavery. And this is what I want you guys to understand. It's more than just being Indian or Moor or whatever you are. It's bigger than that. But we
Right.
want people to understand about the Aborigine or cause of why we talk the way we talk. It's because we want the world to know that we were more than just a slave, that our history were greater than what the white man, our oppressor, has taught the world.
May I
We
have
have
it for just a
outsiders
minute?
that look down on us, that look at us as being slaves, still to this day. And mentally, in our mind, we still believe we're slaves. This is why we had this topic today about us, about why Black people tend to always find a way to get killed. Man, minor crimes will we end up dead. And that's the things that I want you guys to understand, that
Mhm.
that the Most High knows that we are His chosen people. And till y'all get up and realize that every day that you wake up in your life, that it is a purpose, that your life is a purpose, that you go through the suffering, the things that you're going for a reason. And you're gonna have your day. You're not going to suffer for the rest of your life. You're going to have your day.
Hey, brother
I'm
Peanut. I didn't mean to cut your water off. Okay, yesterday, my mama's birthday was yesterday, right? And my baby brother, his birthday is the day before hers. So I text my little brother and said happy birthday like I do every year, right? And my mama came here and was like, oh, where's my card at? And she owned up what we own because that's what we've been rapping about. But to make a long story short, her friend came by, good friend of hers, and she took us to go look at our new home, right? Nice, right? Blah 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 blah. And I was bringing up what we're talking about now, and the sister was like, "Oh, Jesus is my savior. See, you don't get it." Da, 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 da. She went on and on and on. I said, "I'm just asking you a question," but she truly believes this woman, right? Now she's my age, but she's my mama's friend. You know what I'm saying? And she broke down. Oh, see, you know how when it comes to Christians, any of this type of religion stuff, I'm just asking y'all. I'm not saying it. I'm like, well, where's Jesus at when this happened? Where was it? And she got upset. I said, I'm just asking you a question, sis. But she truly believes Jesus is her Lord and Savior. She said, you're not going to tell me nothing different. Jesus talks to me and blah, 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 blah. I said, man, forget it. We went, I said, let's go somewhere else. Because I see, now we're the same age, basically. She might be a year, I'm 50. She might be a year or two older than me, but her mind, which goes into a lot of our people, they think that way. Like, don't tell me shit. Jesus is my savior. And this what's gonna happen.
Well,
And
that's the slave mentality,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
you
But
have to
go ahead, brother.
understand they didn't have the letter J, and this is what you
I'd
guys
like to
got to
get in there too.
understand. The letter J wasn't even thought of. Okay, when you look through history and you really pull up the true meaning of what Yah was really about, Yahweh was about, and I want you guys to understand that religion is something. It's a mindset. The difference between being spiritual and being religious. And I have never
Brother
lived a
Peanut, I
life.
told her that,
I
but
need
she
to
wasn't
make two
hearing.
points.
She wasn't hearing none of that. Like, you can't tell me about Jesus. Because when I open up that Bible, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? She was way. I ain't gonna say that. Hey, that's what you want to believe in. Go right ahead, sis. By the way, this
When
is my
they
mama's
paint,
birthday. Let's have a good time. Go
when
ahead,
they
sis.
You don't
had,
have to.
when they
One
painted,
thing.
when they, I'm gonna say this one quick. When they painted the picture of the Messiah being white, and even when you go across the world, he is painted black. Now, this is a mentally damaged thing. You have to understand white supremacy is in church also. White supremacy is not just in the world we speak. When they
That's
put the
one of the things
angels
they do.
on the wall when you go to church, and they put the angels on the wall, and the complexion does not look like you, that's white supremacy. That's telling you that you're not going to heaven like the other angels. They have always used the Bible and twist the Bible to their own self, where the Bible does not even speak of a white man. None of them, but the Bible is the book of the black man. But a lot of people don't know that.
I
The
told her that though,
scriptures in
brother.
the
I
Bible,
told her. I told her that,
it
and I
is.
said, I told her that, but she said,
Hey, Rainstorm.
I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was gonna try and help you understand a little bit. So, with some people with religion, for me, it's a relationship. With my higher power, with God, right? With some people, it's the surface of what they read in the Bible. They don't go into depth. They don't go into it and put themselves in anything that they read. So all they're getting is what people tell them, and they're gonna fight to the day they die.
I
But the
told
thing,
her that, sis. I
but the
told her
thing
that,
is,
and she got more
Mm.
upset. I told her that, and she
Here's
got
the
more
thing, though.
upset, thinking I
but
was
let me
fucking
let
with
Here's
her.
the
me
crazy
let me
part.
finish real quick though. Let me finish
Here's the crazy
one thing
part.
on that. So with me, I believe, like, yeah, how you said, where was Jesus then? For me, people use that as an excuse just to do stuff. So for me, I tell them when they tell me, oh, where was he, where was this, or where was God, no matter what religion, what you believe in, right? This is just general. I tell them, I said, so who did the act? You, or did Jesus do it, or whoever you believe in do it? I did it. I said, exactly. You can control your own actions, so you blame yourself. Don't blame anybody else. You know what is good and bad, so you did the action, you caused that. Everybody who's doing stuff in this world, yeah, they but they chose to do it. They didn't have to, but they chose to do it. So
Let me get
that's
in
my
there.
take on that part.
Okay.
Here's the crazy part with religion. Here's why this religion has been proven hundreds of thousands of times for the last thousands of decades on thousands of centuries. Why religion has been nothing but for intentional, white, false, fairy tale, biblical based, written, propaganda, agendic indignation. Because guess what? Through Christianity was the forefront centerpiece that white folks needed to
Right.
even
That's when
further
this
enslave us.
restart.
And think about it. Christians back in the day. Think about it. I even learned this in class. I learned this in class. Christians back in the day would murder innocent people, primarily blacks, but not believing in their
What
Let
they
white
me
used to
man's
have it
do,
real
wisdom.
quick.
feed
Let
them
me
to
have
the
it real quick.
lions. They was feeding them to the lions.
Exactly.
But here's the
Exactly.
thing: what y'all got to
Facts.
look at. You
Here's
guys
what
got
they
to.
don't
Can y'all hear
tell
me?
you.
Okay. You got to go into. You
Yeah,
got to
we
go into
can. We
Constantine
can.
and Arius, because that's the Constantinopolitan Creed. You got to explain Alexander the Great, um, Constantine, and Arius to him for one. Okay. Show her the Black Madonna, because one of the things that they're on that they're giving it to you in the patriarchal. And if you went and got the cosmic mother, you'll understand that it was first the female deity, which is what they're trying to usurp. She may get it from understanding her own self as a woman, because that's one of the reasons why you understand Jesus and accept him as a woman, because he's a son and we bring sons. Okay, that's why we have a tendency to accept it. And I would say, in my opinion, on that. Um, what's the other one? Take her to the Geneva Bible and show her where they say blackamoor in there. Okay, then take her to the Eliot Bible and show her how they used the gentleman Eliot got with the indigenous people, learned their language by being amongst them, and then did that Bible, the Geneva Bible, in their language, and then they pushed it over here, further into the Americas, if you would. Okay, don't get discouraged about the fact that she doesn't understand it, because I still have people that don't understand it. I have an elder in my church that don't even want to talk to me anymore because she think I'm on some occult stuff, when in actuality, Christianity is the same occult stuff, hidden.
That's what it is.
Okay,
Christianity is a cult, a primarily white
you know.
elitist cult.
And then I'll say it this way, to because I had to hold up for a minute and I couldn't get in there. The way one of my quotes, one of my recent quotes is this: I have 4 children. I named them all something different. They call me all the same thing, mama. And if that's true, apply the principle.
Can I want to say this real fast. Y'all know, I get the rambling, right? The movie The Crow with Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son, and when he grabbed the drug dealer, the girl, the woman, right? He grabbed her by his arm and he pumped the what is called heroin out of her body. And he said, on all lips of all children, mother means God. And we were just on A1 channel talking about the same thing. Everybody's talking about, oh, is the man the seed or is the woman the seed? I believe, I know who carried me for 9 months. Didn't have to do it. My mom could have said, hey, fuck you. I'm out. And so when we have a debate on stuff like that, I look at it like my mama. I'm not saying my daddy didn't rain on the seed. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Why you call it Mother Earth and then it rains? You trying to
I
tell
have to
me?
I have to I have to break in and tell you this.
Go
Mute
ahead,
that
brother.
mic for a second.
Okay, I got you.
There's not one without the other.
You're
And I
absolutely
speak
right.
at this, and we get caught up in who was able to birth the baby, but the mother naturally needs the father. That's a natural thing. That's a nature thing. There's a
Can I have it, Tina?
the father needs a mother, and a mother needs a father. Okay, that's
Exactly,
natural
Tina.
thing, and
Can I
we
throw
But
this
have to
in right
stop
here?
but
getting away from what nature
what I'm
is
saying
meant
though,
us
brother
to be.
Peanut,
No, no, no. Let me
Honoring
have it.
what I'm saying,
we got people that begins to get egotistic in their mind, and I'm not saying
It's
to
not
us.
that. Come on, let me have it. I can
What?
bring it right home for you. I can bring it
Go
home
ahead.
for you. You're absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons why when you look in the biblical text, they tell us as a people to psychologically mess up our mind that we came out of Egypt, not to return there, but then they give us the commandments and tell us to remember Egypt. Remember that I brought you out. Right before you get to the commandments. Remember that I brought you out. So they brought us out of a mindset of that connectedness. And in the science of it, I'm not saying you don't need both, because when you look at yourself, you have a left and a right, logical and emotional, if you would look at it that way, a masculine and a feminine. You're right, it's in nature, but you got to do it according to science and not religion because of how they codified it and damaged us with the spell casting of it.
kaboom.
Right.
But I'm saying the A1 had a whole channel on it, and you had all these different opinions, right? And I mean, it's cool that the man brought it up. But my point is that it's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg?
The
You know what
chicken
I'm
with the egg.
saying? How about that? Right. I mean, you got animals that still do that. They got certain shrimp that do that and whatever,
Yeah.
right? But what I'm saying is, like they say, when it becomes nighttime, we say it's dark, right? And I remember this when I was into Farrakhan years and years ago. But triple darkness is when you inside your mother. There is no light at all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm piecing things together, but I look at it like this. Niggas need to get off of this. I'm the shit, nigga, and hey, excuse my language, like y'all was saying earlier. Hey, bitch, be quiet. I run it. No, nigga. No. Like you said, it's 50-50. But I know how I got her. I didn't come to no man. And in Genesis, it starts off in the new. I don't. Is it the New Testament? Oh, I think it's the New. But when it's all said and done, how can two
Technically,
men?
technically, technically,
Let me
it
mute.
came through a man and it went through a woman.
Let me
So
throw it.
so
I'm gonna throw it
that's
for
why I
you.
say it's hand in
I'm
hand.
Let me throw it for you because it says in the beginning was the word and the word was, and the thing about it is they use language. You guys are talking biology, you're talking anatomy, but you're not talking it according to the right language because you keep putting it into religion, which is codified. They use that. We gravitated to it because our essence is in it. But it's not only our essence because of how they codified it when they came out through Ptolemy. In Ptolemy's time, he wanted to be a god. So he went to some raggedy priests and allowed them to do what they did, but they didn't put nothing around his name to say that he was a god from old.
Ooh, Lord.
And you know what? God damn. I can't. Shit.
Oh!
You broke the mold with that one. But
Look,
I get what
I
I get
kind
what
of
the
was
sister's
trying to
saying.
tell
Go ahead,
y'all.
Peanut.
Rest up. What I'm trying to tell y'all is this, and the reason why I don't separate because in our nation of people, there's the daddy missing. And I'm talking, and I'm not saying, of course, I'm raising my boys, and there's very few of us walking around, doing the right thing. But what I'm trying to tell you is this: we have to start letting our people know the importance of both. This is what I and I know how great the woman is. I know because I had a
Yes, sir.
great
I
mother.
totally agree. I totally agree. Go ahead, bro.
I had a great mother who had four of us on her back, and my daddy died when I was 10 years old. But my mother was the anchor of everything. She went back and got her college degree when she was only when she was on I mean, when she was 38 years old, and she still had children, and she provided. She did things for us. But what I'm trying to tell you is this: is that what we do is we keep limiting the mindset of our children. We have to let them know that both sides are important in the matter of life, in companionship, in strength. They are stronger together than apart, and
You're
they
right,
both
Tina.
play a major part in life. They both make a big part in society. And if we can if we can fix their minds to believe in each other, life would be so much better for us as a nation of people. So y'all can keep going.
That's why you can't. That's
You're
why you can't do it along a religious line as far as Christianity is concerned, because that book already demonizes the woman. You'll never see it
Fact.
that way.
And you know what else? When I see, right? I ain't speaking for nobody else. When I see two male birds try to make a nest, it's fucking over. How about that? I mean, these two niggas, you gonna make him lay an egg? Cut the bullshit. You know,
But
Oh,
but the
we
sea
didn't know
dragon,
that.
but the but the sea
I ain't doing
dragon,
it. If
look,
I see two birds
but
out
the
my
sea
window
dragon,
and
but look, check this out.
these
This
two
is how
niggas,
weird nature is. This is how
you
weird
know,
nature is. The sea
yeah,
dragon has carries the babies.
man.
Okay,
Hey,
so
when I see it,
Example,
now
you
listen.
can't make a
I'm a check
baby
I'm just
in.
with
I'm just
two
letting you know
plus
that the sea
emojis.
dragon carries. He's the mother in that situation. Okay, so I just want to let you know, nature is the strangest thing. Okay, they have
Let me throw
males
it.
that carry babies.
Right. Let me throw it. Let
Yes,
me
I've
throw it.
seen
Let me
it.
throw
I've
it.
seen it.
Let me throw it. When you go into religion, they tell you you going into the church, and they call that church what? The bride of Christ, right? You get you a vehicle, and you say like Baba Dick Gregory said, you call your woman strong, but your car beautiful, but you equate your car to a female. When you build businesses or governments, you start to give it a female quality. Now watch this. You go into the church, just for example, you go into the church because that's what they've given you, the building, as a church building. And then you take a Bible in there and start to talk from the Bible. If the church is representative of the woman, what inside of the woman is represented as the Bible?
Because God don't live in church. The body is the temple. God don't live in church. The body is the temple. All you doing is
The
walking in
body is
church
the
and
church.
stuff right now.
Yes,
The
the
body is
body
the
is
temple. I didn't
actually
ask you
the
about the
body.
body.
The
I asked you
body is
about the
The
actually
body.
the
body is
church.
nothing but the temple. A
I
church
asked you
is by
about the
a church
body.
by itself.
I asked
Literally,
you
this
about
It's
the
sit
a
here and tell
spiritual
you
thing.
this. It's the word. Religion
It's
and
a
I asked
spiritual
spirituality
thing. It's
don't go
not a
together.
physical
That's a
thing.
contradicting,
I asked you
hypocritical, paradoxical oxymoron. And speak for itself.
what represents the Bible in your body.
Nothing. The body is just the temple. That's it.
What
The body is
represents
nothing but the
then why
temple.
are you listening to the Bible? Why are you reading the Bible and listening to the Bible for everything there then? Because
That's why they tell
if you
people
just
listening
listen
to
to this,
religion and trying to be spiritual don't go together. That's a paradoxical oxymoron. That don't go together. Religion and
okay.
spirituality do not mix. That
But
is
is
not
my
the
body?
same thing.
Let me ask you a question.
that is true. I want
Is
to say
my body
something,
my temple?
but
Is my body my temple?
Yes, your body, the body is the temple.
If the body is in the temple, then if the body is the temple, then how can you say that it doesn't exist? What did you
mhm.
just do to
This,
me?
Because the body, why they say the body's the temple, your spirit lives within the clay. This spirit is trapped in this freaking clay that we made into. Next thing you know, clay drops the heck down. Our actual true selves go on to the next phase.
Okay, let me take that. You just called me clay instead of a temple. Where's the clay? Who formed the clay?
The clay is just what we made
Mother
of.
Earth. Well,
Mother
I mean,
Earth.
but why do we call it Mother Earth
I
though?
call it the Most High. I call it the Most High. I
Yeah,
believe
that's
in the
why I
I
highest.
told
take
this.
you, Peanut. I take you on that, Peanut. I'm just saying that we're not looking at it correctly. Because if we can equate what we follow after and what we believe to something that's physical, how come we can't put it into something natural, which we are? So if we're so amped to listen to the Bible or read the Bible or have an essence in the Bible, why can't we find our own essence? Why
So
can't we
for
speak our
me,
own word?
Biblical contradiction.
it's not a religion. So I feel right about that. It's a relationship. So for
It's a
me, my
relationship.
relationship and my spirituality goes hand in hand
Thank you.
because it's very spiritual to me. Because I don't have
So
a religion. I have a
so let
relationship.
okay, let me take yours and it's piggybacking off of his when he said also religion and spirituality being two different things.
Well,
So your
I don't
Bible,
say it's two different.
wait,
What
wait,
I
hold on.
say is
No, no, no,
the
no, hold
reason
on.
why I don't say religion is because it's just the surface, and people
Okay,
just say that
I
they
got
reading
you.
the Bible and they're present or they want to quote stuff, but they don't know what the meaning is. So that's
I
why I
got
don't
you,
look
sis.
at it as a
I
religion.
got you.
That's why for
I got
me
you,
it's a
sis.
relationship because I go deep and in depth and I do my
I
research
got
and I
you.
do my stuff. So that's why for
I got
me
you.
it I spiritual.
Okay, I got you. So almost made me lose my point because I wasn't really attacking what you were saying, but just the fact that religion and spirituality are two different entities, right? And we have a physical and a spiritual slash soul side. So
Hmm.
if the true essence of us is spiritual, why do we need anybody else to tell us what the hell to do?
We don't. We're not supposed to.
But we still waiting on the people that wrote the Bible to tell us if we can, Master, can I walk through here?
That's
Can I?
why for us over here, that's why we come together because we ain't doing none of that. No, like you can't listen to somebody. You don't listen to man. You got to listen to your spirit.
So what's it? Mm-hmm.
You don't listen to
Sister,
the
I'm with
man.
you.
You
I
got to
wish we
listen to
had it
yeah,
over
I'm with you
here.
too. I'm with you. We I got what you saying. We
Okay.
ain't, you know what I mean? We're in
Mm-hmm.
tune. So I got you, sis.
I wish we had that same
Hey,
unity over here.
check this
Yeah, and
out,
it would
sister.
go
Well,
back
Check this
we
out.
have so many people that contradiction. They're so full of contradiction in church.
it's basically under the understanding and how you were taught, who taught you, what you're going to research on, what you're going to find out what is true for yourself.
Let me
So you
throw
got
it.
to do your homework too.
Let me throw it. You said we're so
Yeah,
many
there you go.
contradictions, right? So we're a walking contradiction because our right eye is
Get it,
from the
girl.
left
I
side of the
got you.
brain.
Go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. Right hand, left side of the body. Now, where is that in the biblical text? It's probably around the place where they took Ephraim and Manasseh and crossed their hands. But here's the thing: it ain't in the Bible; it's in your body.
Right.
We're a walking contradiction. But that doesn't mean that it overtakes us. We're supposed to overtake it because that's why we're
There's
here.
the key. That's the key. You have a choice to make it happen. You have a choice, just like what she's saying. It's your choice. You got to make it happen.
Okay,
And if you do something wrong,
I'm gonna close this. But what we're gonna do is I'm giving everybody their last
What's up,
conversation, their
y'all?
last time to talk.
Y'all treat me as though I was making gumbo or something.
That's why
Real
I'm going.
talk.
I'm going to you, Mister. I'm going to you, Mister 504.
Nah,
See,
actually
the
not, man.
problem is
Actually,
you let these
no,
people dominate you, man. You let
no,
these people
no,
overtalk you, man.
no,
You
no, no,
can't get a
no.
word in, man.
Nah, actually, nah. No, I'm actually my daughter having. No, my oldest daughter today. She having her gender reveal party. So that's why I'm dealing with that, and I'm dealing my thing with y'all. So I'm in between both parties. So that's why I'm kind of
Blessings
like
to you,
quiet.
504.
Yeah, I'm blessed to everybody in the
Okay, well,
chat,
we're
man.
gonna go with you. We're gonna go with you, and we're gonna let you have yourself. We're gonna Rainstorm. You're gonna be the last man to talk. So since you just showed your face, but let's go. Let's go with you, Mister 504, brother.
Look, man, it's all good, brother. I had a good time with everybody, and everybody drops up. But my question to everybody is, so are we going to hold everybody accountable for their actions for the past week, right? Are we going to hold the mother and the child accountable for their actions? Because that's why I'm standing at on. Despite we had our differences and everything, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm just holding them accountable for their actions for what they did. You see what I'm saying? And it was nice meeting everybody. Had a good time this week, and I see y'all people at the same time next week. And subscribe to everybody on the channel. Oh, tell them Pack the God and the other guy, I can't think of his name right now. I'm having a hard time trying to find you guys on YouTube. So it's some kind of way I'm trying to find Telepack the God and Peace to the God 777. I'm having a hard time trying to find you guys, man. So if there's some kind of way y'all can let me know where y'all is so I can subscribe to y'all channel. But besides that, man, peace and blessing. Thank you, Peanut Nola, for this week, man. I'll see you next week. Same place, same time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Now we're gonna mute your mic. Now we're gonna go to Smiles 808.
Okay. The last thing I just want to say is, you know what? Everybody just gotta be one love, come together as one. Know your spirituality, listen to your heart, your now, in your spirit, and follow it. Stop listening to the man. Stop, stop killing each other. Start loving on one another. Come together, and let's get our land back. And honor each other. But I have love and respect for all of y'all. Aloha, everybody. Guava, uh, Purple Lover, all y'all on the panel, Rainstorm, Peanut, um, my other fam, like, Aloha Nui, and I have my respect for y'all. But Aloha Nui.
Blessings.
Once again, thank you. We're gonna go with Nava.
Well, family, for me, all I say is we got to come together, be more, strategic and less emotional. We got to get rid of the things that don't fit. And yes, we do need to hold people accountable. But while we're holding people accountable, I need somebody to watch my back. As I said before, I have 4 children. I named them something different. They could be north, south, east, and west, but they all call me the same thing. We all got to live on this planet, and we got to figure out how to do it in harmony with nature. And things that are not within nature, we got to push out. It's got to be pushed out. We have no choice, else they're gonna bury us if we don't. That's my thought. Let's come together as one.
Thank you again, Mr. Welch. No, Rainstorm, brother Rainstorm.
I would just like to say that it was an honor for me to talk to my people, and thank y'all very much for spitting excellent knowledge. Like I always say that let me know something I didn't know yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat did that. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me look into that. You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to the whole thing of me saying I was talking to my mama friend. She truly believes that Jesus was sitting right next to God and he came down, all that. I ain't gonna go into that. Y'all already know. It's preaching to the choir, as they say, right? But uh, thank y'all very much. As always, Brother Peanut, thank you for letting me on your panel and all the sisters and the brothers in the chat and on the panel. So man, hey, bless, feathers up, tribe up, wise up, as Brother Wanagi would say. And I'm out.
Okay, last but not least, we're gonna go with brother Nigel Welch. You got the show, brother Nigel. Let's go.
Stay spiritual, stay black, dedicated, and proud. Know your history. Know your real self. Know your real self. Know who you really is, and that's it. Out is shout out to everybody on the panel. Boy, I'll be back at it with this session, with this next session.
Okay, that's wrapping it up. But I want to tell you guys next week we will come up with another hot topic. Always get ready to come on the hot seat. Don't be afraid to let your friends know. Also share this video. I want to thank you guys. I mean, you guys are the reason why this channel is exploding and is one of the fastest moving channels out there. And I want to thank you guys for making it the way it is. We're not going to shy away from the hot topics. We're not going to shy away from the hot topics. So I just want you guys to know we're gonna come up with some more uncomfortable things in the indigenous family. We're gonna come up with more uncomfortable things to make our community better. This is all what it's about: making our community better, uplifting our black women, our black men, melanated people, indigenous people of across the world. I don't care where you're at. We are uplifting you. Okay, so we're trying to find. There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that don't know who they are, and this is the place. This is the channel. This is the place to be. And like I said, at the end of the day, all glory goes to the Most High. And I will give you guys. I probably I'm pretty much going to be scheduling the next session. You guys also, like I said, share the video, like the video. It is what it is. God bless you. I'm out of here. You heard me? I'm out of here.